Hey, welcome to Intellectually Foolish. This is where intellectually meets foolishness. This is your brother Wise Done. And I got some good brothers in here today. Introduce yourself.
King, how you doing? I'm Kenneth Davis, CEO of Veterans for Veterans, also partner in 1376 Investments.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Happy to be here. Kavon Jones, also with 1376 Investments. I'm a realtor with Real Broker LLC out here, so doing my thing in real estate, man. Again, happy to be here, and we'll be talking a little bit about 1376 and some investment moves we got going on that way as well.
Okay. And we got, our good friend Joy behind the audio. You don't want to say nothing, or you good?
Just Joy.
Okay. All right. How y'all fellas doing, man?
Man, doing well, man. We definitely appreciate you. You inviting us to the show, man.
Oh, for sure, man. Welcome. Kavon, I cut him. I know this brother too. They cut you a good few times and shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So tell me about y'all business, man. Let everybody know.
Yes, sir. Ken, you want to kick it off or what?
Sure, yeah. So 1376, man. It's one thing. We actually had an investment group, two or three brothers, from the east side wanted to come together to be able to invest back in the community. So what we did was we partnered up and collaborated, and then further, I guess, come together to get our investment group, get different investments going on, such as real estate, stocks. And other partnerships that we have going on and trying to work with at the moment. So
okay, right, definitely. Yeah, so 1376 Investments basically consists of myself, Ken here, and then Anthony, who isn't here with us. But we're actually having a conference this weekend, and we're kind of meeting together. We try to get together quarterly just to kind of talk about the business, update, and that sort of thing. So mainly, man, we were all kind of doing our things individually as far as trying to build wealth and educate ourselves in this crazy world here, right? And we figured, man, we want to come together. Like, Ken, he owns a company called Veterans for Veterans, so he does a lot of good things in the community that way. Anthony, he works in the education space as well as he's a professional actor as well, trained in theater, actually went to Harvard and did their acting program, so he's well traveled that way.
Oh, okay.
And then myself, man, just expert in education as well as far as helping individuals going to college, definitely with nursing and healthcare. Then I got into real estate. And then those two brothers were already kind of deep into the stock market. Mm-hmm. I didn't know too much about it, man, so we just really decided to kind of trade game, right? I had the real estate game, they had the stock game, and we just really started coming together to build our portfolios individually, but also pool our money together because we could buy more houses that way, learn more about stocks. We actually invest in stocks together as a group. And, we really want to educate other people on how to do the same things as well.
Okay, yeah, that's dope, man. So how long you been dealing with stocks?
Man, you know what? To be very honest with you, man, I kind of dibbled and dabbled back in 2017, 2018. Then the turn of the pandemic, man, I guess everyone had, urge to dive deeper and to learn another skill, because jobs were laying people off. It was just trying to navigate your way. Mm-hmm. So that's something I dove into and really got into. Man, 2020 was very, lucrative, I could say. However, at the same time, it obviously 2022 is coming around and really putting things back into perspective. So, man, I was just, to be very honest with you, just cracking open the books, doing the research, and just from doing the research, just really listening to the greats and trying to actually execute.
So, if anybody asks you who was the greatest, who was you listening to? So
man, the good old Warren Buffett, man.
Warren Buffett,
Charlie Munger, those big dogs.
Okay.
Those are big dogs,
Hey, so let me ask you, if anybody who had wanted to start getting into stocks, right, and they didn't know nothing about, like, how would you lead them into that?
Man, you know what? As my good brother Kavon would say, man, listen, we're gonna go with the Dave Ramsey plan. If we're gonna go with the start, we're starting off at the bottom. We want to go with the Dave Ramsey plan and going with index funds and mutual funds, being able to kind of spread your money around in the stock market. It gives a money manager low fees and being able to be safe with your plays that you're moving with. Because I think everyone is always looking for the gamble, right? Everybody wants to get rich quick. No one wants to actually take the time to be able to, do the slow growth program, right?
Yeah.
So, but in this space, I would say, go into some different mutual funds and also index funds and ETFs and so on and so forth.
So a lot of people are probably really not that educated that much, right? So break those down to what those is for some people if they need to have an understanding.
Gotcha.
Because you hear that, they be like, "What the? I don't know what that is."
So I would say it's a basic. I would say a basic index fund, right? It's what it is. It's the breakdown of 500 stocks. I would say the VOO. This is one of the most common. What it is basically a low fee. It's a low fee with Vanguard. You can go to VOO, and if you invest again $5 a day, you can invest $5 a day, even $2 a day on a consistent basis. What it is spread out of the 500 largest companies of again the U.S. economy. Okay, right. The 500 largest companies of the U.S. economy. These are constantly reviewed by Standard & Poor's, and what they do is they specifically kick out different companies if they don't meet the par, and they have strict criteria and standards to be able to be in the S&P 500. So basically, you're betting on the U.S. economy.
Absolutely, yeah. That still might be over some folks' head too.
Yeah, I think so.
Right, so let me try to do it, man. I had a basketball analogy, but I don't remember that all the way, so I ain't even gonna give y'all that one right now. But one way people describe it is kind of like the grocery store, right? Mm-hmm. So look at it like a stock is like I'm going in and I'm buying some Frosted Flakes, right? That's if you buy a single stock. You're investing in Frosted Flakes, right? But if you have an index fund, what you're doing is you have a lot more option. You could invest in all cereal if you want to. You ain't picking one brand, you ain't picking one type, investing in all cereal. Then you can go outside of that and say, I want to invest in all wheat, right? The stuff that makes cereal. Then you can go outside of that and say, I want to invest in the whole grocery store, right? So, and that's what he's explaining when he's talking about the what they call it is like the Russell 2000 or the S&P 500. That's the 500 best stocks, meaning the 500 best things in the grocery store. So instead of you picking Apple or picking Microsoft and gambling on which one of them is going to go up and make you money, you can pick all 500, and let's say you invest $1,000, they'll put your money and disperse it within all 500 of those stocks, and so you invested in a little bit of each of those.
So now you have a wide range of everything, right?
Yeah.
You're invested in Apple. You're invested in Microsoft. You're invested in Coca-Cola. These places aren't going nowhere,
Yeah.
So it gives you the comfortability to say, hey, even if it drops down a bit, the outcome of the future returns. But again, all future returns aren't promised. However, again, it gives you a little bit more comfortability because the stock market is very, very emotional. So what I would say is it gives you a little bit more stability in your life. However, right now in 2022, there is a lot of volatility, but at least you have some type of comfortability in that.
Okay. So also tell me about the little veteran thing that you do.
Oh, yes, sir. So Veterans for Veterans, we're a military disability consulting company, right? However, what we specifically do is that we lean towards the veteran community to assist them in many different ways. We assist them in VA education, right? There's education benefits out there for you. There's also, not only that, there's veteran disability compensation benefits out there for you. Also, we have VA healthcare, and also one of the greatest things out there, the VA home loan, which again, the realtor here, I'm sure he'll gonna dive into that. But so we have a wide range of services that we offer. To be very frank with you, you go through as a veteran myself, you go through the military, and then actually once you're being discharged out, what happens is that you're kind of rushed out through the program, right? Unfortunately, you're not provided the information that should be afforded to you. The country actually literally have put in law stating that they are going to take care of the veterans of this community, but unfortunately what happens is you're not afforded the information. It's so much fake news that goes on a consistent basis. Many veterans are being denied on a regular and consistent basis. So what we do is that we partner with you to be able to get you to the end of the road to get to your benefits, rather than going through a 10-year fight or a 15-year fight to be able to get the compensation that you deserve, because again, you were discharged and now you're supposed to be afforded those benefits there.
So let me ask you, why do you think they're probably denied?
Oh man, That's a trick question. So it's so many different reasons. One main reason I would say is to be very, very honest with you is sometimes just a lack of paperwork. Okay. To increase in severity of the medical issues that you may be dealing with.
Yeah.
And two, to be very honest with you, changes in law. There's one thing that we don't do as a people and as a veteran community and just as a people in general. We don't look at those congressional hearings and laws that are passed on a regular basis, and if we're not reading those, we're not up to date with what we're afforded and what we can actually get as a community. So with that, we actually break that down for you. We're going to walk you through that process, because at the end of the day, there's no reason there is no reason a veteran should be out here homeless.
True.
Or dealing with mental health issues, or trying to just find a way. If you're able to fight for this country, why can't you own a piece of it?
True.
So at the end of the day, what we do is we're gonna walk you through that process. Not only walk you through that process, but we're gonna provide you with the information and education that's gonna get you to the end of the road. Because if we can help one veteran, we can help another.
That's dope, man. Kavon, tell me about you, man.
Hey, man,
Real estate. How long you been doing real estate, bro?
Man, I've been doing real estate, man, 3 years, man. I've been in it 3 years.
Right.
Absolutely. Definitely like it, man. It's something that I thought about in a sense that when I first bought my own house, right? Like, I bought my first house in 2014. And at that time, I even wanted to buy my house, and I was ready for it, like, way before then, like 2012, 2013. I had the money, matched the money off in the club or whatever else, still real young at that time, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't really know any realtors, which is crazy, because, coming from East Side Las Vegas, it's like you just don't know what you don't know. So it's like I'm asking around. I think I went to some new builds. It's like, okay, just real confusing the process, man. And I eventually end up having somebody connect me with a realtor, bought my own house or whatever. And then I was like, she didn't really do that much, in a sense, like,
yeah.
I could do, like, I could really get in here and help people, and especially my people, right?
Yeah.
Because how you need to kind of break it down and sometimes hold people's hand and really just educate them throughout the whole process, man. So I definitely looked at that as a vehicle, right, to build wealth and financial literacy and that sort of thing. Because my thing was always go to college. Like, that's a way you can kind of get out the hood and that sort of thing and make somebody yourself. But then I discovered real estate. I'm like, okay, this is the other side of the game that they're not really telling us about. And it's real easy to progressively build wealth in that realm, especially back then. It's always going to continue to get harder, but today is easier than tomorrow, So definitely always got to act fast on getting into that game. So that's what I'm trying to educate people to do, man.
And the fact that some people may know, some people may not know, we're in Las Vegas. So what do you think about the housing market now in the economy in Las Vegas?
Man, the economy overall is booming. Las Vegas, some people would say it's expensive, but when you really kind of compare it, man, back to 2008 and where things were, it's really just kind of got back there. Like, my house that I live in right now, probably a year ago, it just got back to the value that it was in 2006, 2007 before the crash. So really, when you think about inflation and the fact that things are supposed to get more expensive over time, we kind of right where we need to be.
Yeah.
But the main problem why people say it's kind of too expensive is because wages haven't changed, right? Like, people still getting paid the same amount of money they were getting back in 2008. So that's why the houses become more expensive, because you still making the same money.
Yeah.
Your job only giving you maybe a 1% raise every year if you get that. So it's like,
indeed.
yeah, so the housing market increased, 40, 50%. And it's like, yeah, but you still making the same money. So, it's taking a larger part of your income.
Yeah. So if somebody was to ask, do you think it's the worst time or a good time to get into buying a house right now?
It's always the best time, man. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a realtor, man, but really, though, because because they keep changing the rules, right?
Yeah.
And based on what like the hedge funds are doing, so the hedge funds, those are the big companies. They're buying up all the real estate. Like I know everybody heard about Zillow and then they closed down. Zillow wasn't the only one doing that. They got a bunch of those type of companies where they call that iBuyers. But then you got like how we were just talking about stocks. A lot of the stock people are investing in real estate now. So those are the hedge funds that are buying all the homes. And once they buy the house, they're never selling it.
Oh, they just plan on renting, huh?
Yeah, they gonna rent it for the rest. So that means that inventory is never gonna go back on the market. So if you don't get in and start buying stuff now, they not making no more land. So you're not gonna be able to buy a house. It's gonna get more scarce and scarce because they can only build so much.
So what about they say they having a low inventory and supplies and all that?
Right, yeah, definitely. Low inventory, man. It's getting better right now. Right now, we're probably at about 6 or 7 weeks of inventory, which is technically still low, but over the summer and since the pandemic, it's been like 2 weeks, and people were overpaying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and that sort of thing. But right now, it's starting to balance out, and I feel like the market is going to still continue to go up, but it won't go up as fast. Like right now, we're seeing the new home builders. At first, you couldn't even go in there and get a house. They had like raffles to get a house or whatever like that. Now they got standing inventory, meaning you can walk in there. Oh yeah, we got something right there. We got a lot for you. We got something we just finishing up. So you seeing that they got more and more availability. So it's kind of softening up, and the interest rates are going up. So I say get in there now, because once it goes up too much and once too many things change, you might not be able to get a loan. Like thinking in 2008, when the prices crashed, it was literally like homes out here 30, 40,000. But guess what? The bank wouldn't give you a loan. So unless you had that money cash, you couldn't buy that property. So at some point, with inflation and all the other things that are going on, it might get there again where it's increasingly more difficult to get a loan. Matter of fact, this guy right here is a loan officer too, man. He got many hats, man. Some people might think he's Jamaican or something.
Oh, he got about $9 jobs, huh?
Hey, I eat a beef patty or two, you know.
That was what's up, man. So let me ask you, what's the plan for the future for y'all business?
Man, you know, that's a deep one, man. To be honest with you, I think we all have a passion in the financial industry and education. I wish my brother Anthony Gasson is a huge educator. Being able to provide the education and information to others, and those brothers and sisters that look like us and never was able to speak with somebody to be able to provide that assistance. I think education that we're going to be able to provide amongst the Las Vegas Valley is going to be able to be huge for us. I mean, outside of purchasing more real estate, diving into more stocks, and also partnering with other businesses, because at the end of the day, partnership is everything. That's one thing I think 1376 is going to be huge on, and this is where we stand as partnerships. Because at the end of the day, we want to partner with you or partner with the next person to be able to build the community, and this is what we're here for. So again, we're going to be upcoming with many fundraisers, seminars, and so on and so forth. That's going to be coming down the pipeline here.
Okay, so how can anybody check for y'all? Look for y'all business online? Is it what is it where they can go so they can kind of just dive deep into see what y'all really about?
Yeah, absolutely, man. 1376investments.com, man. That's the website. We're going live with that again this weekend, so they'll be able to get some information there, kind of sign up for a newsletter, and then we'll start sending them more information. As we grow, we want to start eventually having people kind of join our fund and do different things with that. Of course, there's a lot of legal things with that unless we're doing real estate and stocks and stuff. So we're definitely going to approach that a little bit more slowly as far as taking other people's money. But right now, we're just focused on the education and then also doing some events. We're trying to plan some events for next summer. Might do something for Juneteenth. Again, as I mentioned before, Anthony Gaskins, our other partner, he's really into the fine arts. He actually also has a nonprofit called Unexpected Artistry, which he has some different programming there with some different festivals and things that he's going to be bringing into town, and we're going to be a part of that as 1376, really promoting that, the art side of that, and also just financial literacy overall.
Okay. And so when did y'all start this business? This year? Or like last year?
2 years ago?
Yeah, we've been doing this about 2 years. About 2 years, so.
Yeah, actually, about 2 years. With got a pretty great portfolio in regards to our stock portfolio. Also, purchased a few properties here in the Las Vegas Valley, which is again, with this good brother here, with his knowledge in just the valley period, was able to get us great deals on real estate properties here. So
all came together like Voltron in this one.
I feel it. Yeah, we got a yacht out there too, man. Marina Del Rey. You got to come check us out. We got to film something on that too.
Okay.
All intellectually foolish on the road, man. On the yacht.
I'm with it, man.
Yeah. We call it the humble, man.
The humble yacht, baby.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother business venture, right? Because we also rent that out. At first, we were doing it like as an Airbnb, where people come down to Marina Del Rey, they could like just stay on it and kind of camp out on it. And we were offering that service, but also people do charters. So you always see on Instagram like the girls on the boats.
Yeah.
It might be our boat they was on one of them days, So if they in LA in the Marina Del Rey, they might be on the humble. So so that's what we do too. We do the charters out there.
But at the same time, it's like you said, those charters. It's a lot of incorporated partnerships, right?
Yeah.
And this is what we always want to get to. Again, I always want to promote, helping one another and building one another and pulling one another up. So we have different business partnerships, such as wine tours that come on the charters and so on and so forth, where they're able to just go out on the marina and be able to experience a great time, and come back and have a great time on the yacht. So.
Okay, man. So let me ask y'all, man. Y'all some good educated brothers, man. If some young brown or black kid just looking at this, man, they just being inspired. Like, how would you lead them to really want to do something with themselves?
Man, to be honest with you, I'll just show them a picture of me in the front of Desert Pines, right? Me in front of Desert Pines. Listen, it's not always who you know. It's always not always what you know. It's who you know as well. And I would always tell the next young brother, always want to communicate on what you do and also be willing to learn from anyone. Just basically always just giving. I would basically break down any type of knowledge I have for them. But if any young brother or any young sisters out there that want to have any type of mentorship, I'm open. And 1376 is open. Our doors will be able to provide any type of knowledge. But in regards to actually just providing the inspiration, man. I come from very, very humble beginnings. And I would be remiss if I do not, talk about those beginnings and also show my gratitude of what what I have today. So if any of that, I would definitely try to convey the message of just have gratitude and willing to learn.
Somebody really wants to know that, they hearing you saying, damn, it's humble beginning. How did it start with the humble beginnings? Like, what was the pathway that led to this man to the success?
I'm talking about broke, man.
Yeah.
No, seriously, I have 8 brothers and sisters, with a single, I grew up in a single parent household, my mom and my grandfather helped out as much as possible, but, moving from Chicago to Las Vegas, it was a huge culture shock, to be very frank with you. It was a huge culture shock, by specifically, being by, in Chicago, I was predominantly African American. It was mainly black people there.
Yeah.
Then you come to Las Vegas, it's a melting pot, right? But at the same time, it wasn't like you were leaving Chicago, you moving on up. No, you're going from one hood to another. But understandably, it was something that you had to rise from.
Yeah.
It was simply something that you had to rise from. So it was never just a chapter in the book. It was always just a chapter in the book. It was never the full book. You know what I'm saying? So I always would continuously push myself. Having great friends, great people around you. That was majority of my life. Having great people around you. You have to navigate this world and be able to move with the snakes, but also lean on the great people and mentorship that you have that solid foundation for. So
you think that majority of your influence have to be your friends. You'd rather tell somebody to say, be around good people and have a good mentor.
My friends are my friends and my family, right? because the people that you rock with, the people that you talk to every single day, that's majority of what you're going to be like on a day-to-day basis.
Indeed.
And that's just reality, you know. So you need to choose the people that surround you wisely. You know, people. You know, to be very honest with you, right now, I'm 36 years old. You know, but man, 35. Hold on.
Shit.
35 years old. You know, and at the end of the day, I'll cut somebody off real quick if the energy's off. If the energy's off, because it's 24 hours out the day. I'm not about to spend 8 of it just lollygagging. That's not how I move. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like those people around me. Oh, we all got marching orders. We all got marching orders. Everybody are great at what they do in their lane, you know. But at the end of the day, I trust them enough and I love them enough to say, hey, we have a youngin'. Please go take care of them. I'll go leave my son with any one of my family or any one of my friends and say, and I know it's solid. I know it's solid. I know the information that they're going to provide that young brother is going to be great. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Even to go deeper into that, man, as far as picking friends, and something that's very interesting about our circle is that it's people that he met in the military, and of course I didn't know because I didn't go to the military, right? But then I meet them, and then now we all friends, right? So that's something that you can really attest to, that as you really around good, like-minded people, if your friends can become friends. True. Right? You know what I mean? Because everybody vibe out. There's people that I brought around him and like, okay, now they cool. Same thing with Anthony, his whole circle, when he was in New York and doing all this stuff. He bring people around. Now we all cool. So it's like, it's a whole brotherhood and fraternity that's just created out of all of our different experiences. So of course, it's kind of hard from a local level, right? Because we didn't pick to go to Desert Pines, and then you went to high school too, out here right down the street. It's zoning that really determined your friends at that time, right? And so it's kind of crazy. It's really the luck of the draw, because like in his story, if you kind of get a little bit more to it, like he started off at Western, then he went to Desert Pines. Like literally, if he didn't move, he would have still been at Western, and we would have never met each other. You know, so it's all kind of the luck of the draw, especially with us at our age range. But I say the advantage that the young people have now is the social media and the fact that you could actually interact with people all over. Because in our generation, I'm not sure how they really do it now, but they have the opportunity to not just be friends with people from Desert Pines, right? Because it's like you didn't really mess with too many people at El Dorado when you went to DP. Like you only mess with people in your grade and you went to school with. But now you have so much more access to everybody else. Like you might in our day know some other people because you played sports and you met them that way, and then I guess now AAU and all that, but that wasn't even really popping when we was coming up. So literally everybody that was on your basketball team, the only people you know. Like you didn't really get to meet people like that. So I would tell young people to really just kind of definitely hone in on your circle, make sure you pick good people and that sort of thing, but also don't be afraid to get out your comfort zone and try to meet other people as well. So don't be too siloed, because when you are in high school, everybody is pretty much the same. Like the gap between people is very small, right? Because we all live in the same area, we got a lot of similarities, but as we get older, if we're not growing together, we're growing apart. So that could change. So if you just only knew these group of 5 people and y'all grew apart, now you don't have no other good people to be around. So definitely try to expand your circle, expand what you're interested in. You can be interested in sports, but pick up a book too, like learn all kind of different things. And the fact that we got YouTube and the fact that we got shows like this on YouTube, you can actually learn so much, so definitely I would just say expand your mind, but also understand that you're a kid too if you're in high school. Try to have fun. You have a long time at the same time, but try to take things seriously, but just understand that you don't have to have it all figured out at 18, because we didn't have it figured out at 18.
So what's a long time to a kid, man? Some kids be thinking like, I'm 25, I'm fucking up, I'm behind.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, man, like I would probably say you have at least until you 30, 35. Like literally you could mess around till you 25 or 30 and still get right and get things together, even 40, right? But then now you kind of toting the line a little bit. You're trying to have kids and a family. Now you're doing things a little bit later. But really, I mean, people live to 70, 80, 90 years old, man. So it's like life, you know, God bless. Hopefully it's going to be long and prosperous, right? So don't think you've been alive for 16 years and now 25 is old. 25 ain't old at all.
Yeah. It ain't. Yeah. Far from it. 30 ain't even.
Right.
40 damn near.
35, I'm just not getting out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to shake the dust off of it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, because one of the things they say, right, is like you don't start hitting your peak earning years, earning the most amount of money till you get into your 50s, right? Mm-hmm. So social media will teach you to think that, oh, you got to be rich. Everybody got to be rich at 25 and all this type of stuff. And that's far from true. Most of the people that's pretending to be rich don't really have what you think they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, social media is for sure a highlight reel. I promise you, it is a highlight reel. It's not real life. There's two different types of life. You got real life and then you got your social media world. But I will tell you, your real life needs to be worked on every single day. Just as much as you want to post, you should pick up a book. Every single day, reading an hour a day. If any young person is listening, reading an hour a day would change your life if you're reading the right stuff. It would change your life any day of the week.
I think for most kids or people even that's adults, that social media is like their news to them. Yeah. So I think their news is like whatever is fed to them, they believe.
But that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're listening to social media, but people are spewing false and bad information because it looks good. Because it looks good, because it looks pretty, because they have a little reel coming through. They have somebody twerking in the background before they go ahead and give them the news. They see the fancy car back there. That's rented. They rented that. You know, they don't own that.
I'd have rented it from him. He owns your road.
Hey, but seriously, they rented that. You know, but at the end of the day. What I will say is the people that are providing the good information, the good space, follow them, and listen to what they have to say. Kavon here, he had, again, when I tell you the man posts some of the highest level real estate conversations on social media, you have to listen to it. As a loan officer myself, I do not see realtors out here giving people the game like he's doing. Yeah. I'm talking about at the lowest level. Yeah, at the lowest level. Because sometimes, as you mentioned earlier, you know, you could talk above people's head and you don't even understand that you're doing so. Mm-hmm. So at that point, if you can break it down from A instead of starting at G. And now, them getting from A to G is easy. Yeah. But again, that's a skill. That's a skill set that he's done, that he's worked on a continuous basis. So now, by being able to provide this real estate game, man, I'm really proud of you.
Appreciate it. I'm proud, bro. That's dope, though. You know, y'all doing some great shit, man. Hope to see y'all on some Diddy shit next time. Yeah. Just don't act Hollywood next time you come on this shit. I gotta beg y'all to come on.
Hey, shout out to Diddy, man. Shout out to Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah. Y'all planning on getting into any liquor? Y'all ain't gonna invest in some liquor?
Oh, man, you know, hey, I can't poison the community. But hey, I may invest in some, though. All right.
Absolutely. But as far as what I post and stuff, the funny thing about it, this man right here, man, he helped me get started with all of that.
Oh yeah, I saw what it did.
Yeah, absolutely, hey, man. Shout out. Yeah. He told me about the cameras and I was all stiff. You know, he helped me with all my early stuff, man, and still coached me through it, man. So I definitely
look, and honestly, he coached me too, because he'd do them edits. I'd be like, yo, how the fuck you do that? Hey, well, how you made that video? But when you get the cut, hey, that shit ill. Hey, show me how to do that shit. I'm still learning myself, man. So everything we all still learning. Man. We trying to get to the top. Man.
But that's the thing about the youngest, man. Everybody trying to figure it out. Everybody think they got it together, man. Don't that many people got it together. And if they do got it together, let me tell you something. They went through a phase where they were trying to figure it out too. They were trying to figure it out as well. So for them to look down on you because you're trying to figure it out, I trust me. Stay in your lane and enjoy yourself. Don't worry about other people's opinions. Everybody got one. Everybody has one. And do what you do and do it well.
I think the hard thing for a lot of people is that I think people on social media, they feel like they're failing because they see some people have the little means of success of material things. They just feel like they're falling behind. I think we're very on social media.
No, true indeed, and this is why I talk to so many people about this. Is you look at social media, you know, it really is training the brain to think that's successful, that's ultra successful, and and for me, I hate to see that because I have a young son.
Yeah,
I don't want him seeing. I don't want you to think that's a determination of success because you got a nice car. Yeah, but you got a nice car, but guess what? Your cash flow sucks. Your cash flow sucks. You're in the red. You know, so it's just a simple fact. I think we don't have enough data to determine the psychological effects of social media, definitely for young children. Definitely for young children. That's why I try my best to get the iPad out in front of my son. He just recently broke his iPad.
Yeah.
We supposed to be getting. Okay, no, I ain't gonna tell him about his birthday. But I try to remove that from us. You got to monitor the screen time. That's something that I did for myself.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at my screen time. I'm wondering how much productivity. If I'm spending 2 hours on social media, how much did I post and you actually utilize that time? Did I read something on social media?
Yeah.
You know, you watch your screen time. It'll really tell you about yourself. Okay, and one of my good brothers again, Chester Barber, told me about that. You know, there was a few barbershops out there, but again, it's like-minded people coming together to be able to educate one another. So
absolutely. And then that kind of poses a good question though, because when we talk about success and everything that way, and I pose that to both of you guys, like, how will we even define success, right? Like, are we defining that by like a financial goal or a certain amount of money? Like, I know me and you always had that conversation. Like, what's your number? Like, how do you quantify success?
Bro, I don't quantify success with no dollar amount. I'm successful today. I'm successful. If I wake, I've been telling everybody, you know, for the year 2022, I live in gratitude. I walk in gratitude. I'm gracious. I'm really gracious for my life because there's no way I should be living the life I'm living. You know what I mean? But I work hard every single day. I wake up every single day and I give 23 hours. Use that hour just to rest. I give it to him every day. But at the same time, I'm gracious that God has given me the engine to do that. Most people don't have that.
So let me ask y'all, since he said that, somebody will really want to know, what is y'all kind of definition of success to you?
Man, if I wake up, I have freedom. I'm free. I'm not tied to work.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up, I have my family, you know, my wife and son. I'm able to be free. Be free. That's my definition. I'm not tied to anything.
Yeah.
I always had an issue with that. I worked for the federal government for years.
Yeah.
For years and years and years. And I was tied to something and I had to do it. You don't never want to feel, you know, bonded in that way. And that's what I felt. I felt in bondage, you know. And I think, you know, the workforce does that to you.
And that what made you want to become an entrepreneur? Just the fact of like you tied to something, you just feel like you don't have the power to do what you want.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. It's like you can't even think because you're working 8 to 10 hours out the day, if not longer.
Yeah.
You take an hour and a half to travel back and forth, at least, you know. So now you spent 10 to 12 hours of your day. You need 8 to 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Your day is done.
Your
day is done. So you can't even think to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because again, you're stressed. You're running in this hamster wheel over and over and over again. So I wanted to be free.
Yeah,
I wanted to be free, but it took sacrifice. You know what I mean? It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take continuous sacrifice. There's some days you're not going to be able to sleep because you're working on a project. But at the end of the day, you know, at the end of that light, at the end of the tunnel, is freedom.
True. Kavon.
Yes,
what's
sir,
your definition?
Man, I'm not as free as this guy right here, man. I'm still on that corporate plantation, man, for sure. I still got to answer to somebody sometimes. But in all seriousness, though, too, because in addition to real estate, I still have another job where I get a full-time income, which actually I feel like made me better in real estate because I don't have to be so tied to somebody buying or selling their house. Like, I'm not doing that just so I can make money, because my bills are already straight. Like, I got a corporate position. I only got to work a couple days out of the week, and then I could focus the rest on real estate. And but yeah, I'm paid already. You know what I mean? So I'm good with that. So that kind of helped me. I mean, maybe I might get the courage to kind of go out 100% like this dude someday, but I ultimately enjoy what I do. So that's like another message I want to get out there. As far as there's nothing wrong with having a job, right? So if you enjoy what you do, continue to do that. Like, right now, it's a real push for everybody being entrepreneurs. What is an entrepreneur? You know, we could look that up and all that. Like, most people that are entrepreneurs are broke. I mean, when you really talk about
that's
it.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, because when you start off, it's going to really take the first 5 years if you going full time to even get any type of progress and profit. So don't, again, let people fool you to thinking that's the way to go, quit your job to be an entrepreneur full time. No, like, ease into it. I've been in real estate 3 years, making some good money that way, still got my job. So now, if I'm able to get the same income in real estate and my job, I'm killing it, right?
My shit falling off. So I think the thing is also with that, I think some people, they be working a job, they've been there for like 15 years, and then they see little Susie who done made lemonade and made like $2 million. They look like, what the fuck, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Do you think, like, in their mind it's like, fuck a job, I could be an entrepreneur?
Yeah, but that's not.
And I think
typical.
that's what make it think it's easy. But go ahead.
Yeah, but that's not typical. Susie's life isn't typical, right? Like that's like 1 in a million and that sort of thing at the same time. So don't think that's gonna happen. Like, even TikTok stars and all that type of stuff, that's not really happening. But I would say to the person that's working a job 15 years, why you not the manager? Why you didn't utilize that skill to start your own business? Like, again, we go back into his story. That's how he got into this veteran education field, right? Yeah. Because he worked for the VA, learned everything from that job, and basically went and started his own company based on what he learned from there. So it's like, if you've been working somewhere 15 years, you should know how to run that whole type of company yourself. So I would say try to learn some skills from that employer, or if you know that's not the industry you're trying to be in, go pick up a skill somewhere else. Go be a barber. Go do this. It's a lot of different things where you can do to control your time and buy your time back. Because that's really what people are trying to do with being an entrepreneur. They're trying to buy their time back.
100%. And to lean on that. Listen, at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is cool, you know. But at the end of the day, everyone is not built to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. Everyone is not built to be an entrepreneur. You're not going to put. Everybody don't want to put in 20 hours.
Yeah, some people want to be an employee, 100%. Have an employee personality,
and that's cool. That's cool. That's great. Yeah. But what I would tell you is be passionate about what you do. Yeah. Go to every day. If you wake up and you happy about what you do every single day, you're successful. You're successful. Because at the end of the day, working some position that you hate every day, and then getting off and going to a home and waking up and doing it all over again, that's bondage.
Yeah, that's bondage. I think it's a lot of people that suffer from that. I think it's a lot of people that got a job and they just hate this shit.
Well, who's going to do the work?
That's why they looking for freedom. Yeah, I think they get stuck and it's like, man, I don't know what to do now. You know, I think it's hard for them to find a solution on how to get up out of that situation.
Yeah, but I think sometimes they're giving themselves a cop-out answer at the same time, too. Because if you 25, 30, 35, and with all this information is readily available, you mean to tell me you don't know what's going on what you could do to make money? So it's two things I want to approach from that. Like, first of all, there's somebody that might work at Walmart right now, for example, and they cool with working at Walmart. Yeah. Like, so we get back to the conversation of success. That's success for them. They go in, do their hours, come home, eat their food. They got a wife, kid, whatever they doing. They making their money and they fine. So really, success is going to be predicated on the individual. And the problem and kind of what we've been talking about with like social media and everything else is that we're letting other people define success for us, which we shouldn't allow that. It's like, if you okay working and doing what you're doing, don't let anybody else make you think you should be doing more. Because at the same time, this brother tell you, yeah, he run his own company, but it's a lot of work, like he just alluded to. It's 20-hour days. You know, he got stories where he worked harder than me. He got stories where it's like, I've been out somewhere, I'm FaceTiming him 5 in the morning having a good time. This dude up working, glasses on, just oh man, you know. So it took a while. He built that company from the ground up.
But I mean, I'll tell you one thing. It was like I think Nip said it best. Nipsey Hussle, man. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle, man. God rest his power, man. Rest in power, straight up. But one thing that he did tell me, like, you know, you go through every emotion going through this process. You go through every single emotion. You're gonna give up. You're gonna be hurt. Like, some of the closest people around you gonna hurt you. Gonna hurt you bad over a dollar. Over a dollar, you know. And at the end of the day, that's not what you do it for. You do it for the passion. You do it for the community. That's what you do it for. Because if you was doing it for the dollar, you know, what are you working for? I mean, we put value in that. Yeah. You know, we put value just like we put value in cryptocurrency, just like we put value in stocks. We put value in that. No, do what's in your heart and do what's in your soul. Once you do that, you're bound to be successful.
We're gonna get back to that, but I want to touch on it since you just mentioned that right now at the moment. If somebody was thinking about, what do you think about cryptocurrency right now as in the stock market? Do you think it's a bad thing to do to get into, or shit they jumping the senses like kind of declining right now?
Man, I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing, but I think the foundation of what it was set for decentralizing currency, I think that particularly is not going to be it, because some of the major investors behind these decentralized coins and different things like that, or projects, are banks, are Morgan and Stanley, or JP Morgan and Chase, and different things, and other huge, you know, institutions. Yeah. But at the end of the day, what I do think is, I do think there's an avenue to make money. That's what I believe. And I wish I had more solid information and foundation to provide. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't lead the people in something I'm not doing firmly.
Yeah.
Right,
so
if we was in crypto and we got out.
Yeah. But made a bag or two. But you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you know, I wouldn't suggest a first time investor to do so. That's not what I would do. You know, again, there's levels to this, right? Yeah. You got to build a foundation. Once you build a foundation, then you can explore a little bit. But I think definitely this is going to be a gold rush, and how you can be able to snap your fingers, and next thing you know, you got a couple bands in the bank. You know, so. But at the end of the day, too, it could really hurt you. So don't play with fire, because you get burned.
Absolutely. So you think the future of like cryptocurrency gonna like be the thing, or you don't know where it might be?
I think the technology of the blockchain system and different utilizations of all the crypto, not all the cryptocurrencies, but some of the cryptocurrencies are great. Yeah, they're great. I think some of these people are brilliant. I think some of these people are brilliant, but what I also think is, I think that a lot of these people are stealing from society. They're taking from society. A lot of these figureheads are celebrity figureheads and different things of that nature, promoting some type of cryptocurrency. 9 times out of 10, it's a rug pull. They get in, get out, inflate the price, and next thing you know, the person that's stuck with the ball, you know, after everybody got out, you lost all your money. You lost all your money. But the technology behind things, such as Cardano, you know, ETH, Ethereum, and different things of that nature. Listen, that technology is gonna close some big businesses if they continue to push forward with it in the future. The future is among us, and you know, a lot of people say they would be autonomous driving cars, but let me tell you something. They're coming. No one would be driving themselves. You know, Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, all these big time players. They already they're 15 years ahead already.
I seen on the Grand Warren Buffett said, you know, Elon gonna be the future. Listen, he out here. He doing everybody.
That boy, that's a big dog right there. He like we still here on Earth. He really on Mars. Like he's really there. Like my guy, he's just so far ahead. He's brilliant, man. But a lot of society isn't ready for some of this. You know what I'm saying? You have to introduce different things. You know, everyone said they've been trying to work on a battery car since the 1930s. You know what I mean? A battery operated car since the 1930s. This man came out of nowhere. Snap of the fingers. Guess what? Yeah, everybody got a Tesla. Everybody wanted a Tesla. You know what I mean? But nobody wanted to drive a Prius when it was the beginnings, right?
Yep.
You know, so
it look cool enough.
The technology is crazy. But you know, my man right here, he got a whole different approach when we're talking about the battery operated cars. We're talking about big business and CEOs and where that's coming from. So.
Yeah, definitely with solar panels and stuff. Yeah. But as far as the investment, I want to add to that. And kind of sum that up is like make sure you're investing and not gambling, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm talking about. Crypto. Most of our community that's trying to invest in crypto shouldn't be right now because they don't have enough money to do it. And I just frankly say that. Even myself, like you got to be at a certain point before you get there. You can't just be going out like you got $10,000 worth of credit card debt, but you talk about you trying to put some money in the market. That don't even make sense. Like you got to get your house in order. He alluded to that, like the whole Dave Ramsey strategy earlier. Like pay your bills off first. Like do all of that type of stuff before you start trying to invest in that, because especially crypto, because it's real risky and real volatile. So like basically, you know, make sure you get all your major credit card debt paid off first, and then start investing. You work for somebody, invest in your 401k first. That's the first thing you want to do. You want to do that to whatever they match. Some companies match 3%, 5%, whatever. Do that. Then get a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
Then now after that, then okay.
Wait a minute. What's that for people?
Okay, Roth IRA. Basically, it's an investment account. It's an index fund like we was talking about earlier. So basically, it's a different type of 401k type of plan. And a Roth IRA means you're putting the money in there. A Roth means you're putting it in there after taxes. So you can make money on that, and then you don't have to pay taxes on that. Right? So you basically put that in there. You're building that for retirement. And the reason why you want to do that, because you don't have to pay taxes on it, and then you could borrow against that as well. So you have an emergency, you can go ahead and take a little bit of that money out and then put it back in if you need to. With the 401k, as a lot of people know, you got to take a loan out and they give you penalties and all of that type of stuff. So do the 401k, whatever your employer match, then look at the Roth IRA program, and then start getting into like a brokerage account and investing in the stock market and all that stuff outside of that. See, that's like my major gripe on a lot of people that talk about this type of stuff online, because I never hear them tell people that. Like they so far above people's heads, and I know they're trying to give out good information, but it's just like, bruh, our community of black and brown people don't got all this type of money that you telling them to have. It sounds real good, right? But it's just like, why are you telling them about crypto and NFTs and all this type of stuff? And this dude's still in the hood on a cot. Like what are we talking about? Like, really though? And then the other people that's trying to get it, the middle class, is like, yo, let's learn some real financial literacy. Let's not get a 25% car loan. You know, learn how to fix our credit, learn how to save money, get an emergency fund.
Let me ask you, for some people, not to cut you off, how do you feel, or what's your opinion on somebody who needs to start fixing their credit, who either don't have none or they got a messed up credit? How do you think they need to go about that? In your opinion,
right? Well, yeah. I mean, that, and all the stuff we said too. You know, you gotta. We're not giving financial advice. Right? Always get that little disclaimer. This is not financial advice. It's all the professional license, bond, and all of that. I would say, look into credit repair services, man. It's a lot of that. Here locally in Las Vegas, Will Roundtree, good brother there, man. He helped me out, because at a certain point, my credit wasn't right always, right? So it's like, even after I bought a house, I was young, bro. I bought my first house at 24. Like, you know, I bought that house and then messed off a bunch of money and had to fix my credit again. Will Roundtree got me right. He got me back on track. So I would look into that, but just really educating yourself too on, okay, how can I avoid getting into debt again, right? So do the credit repair, and then make sure you set it up where it don't happen again, because it could be a cycle that you just continuously doing that.
Man, those credit cards, stay away from those credit cards. I'm gonna tell everybody right now, stay away from those credit cards. Stay away from those credit cards unless you put a secure credit card.
Yeah.
And what that means is if you have $500, go to your local bank, go to your bank and say, hey, here's $500 for a line of credit for a secure credit card. And they will go ahead and authorize you have $500 for a secure credit card, and what they're going to give you are $500 of credit to spend. Okay? Stay away from those credit cards, because if you do not have the discipline to go through, I understand the rewards are cool. Or you want to go ahead and run up the Amex or run up the MasterCard so you can go stay at the Bedard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With those points, let me tell you something. Those points, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. They always do. They make billions and billions of dollars off you.
They know they gonna fuck up.
It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's literally a cycle. You go through this cycle over and over again. You pay your credit card off, and you get back your credit card. You pay your credit card off, and you get back your credit card. It's just a living cycle that you're gonna do until you die, unless you cut it off. You have to have the discipline to go ahead and say, hey, no, I'm gonna put that to the side.
I think the fucked up shit about everything is that even though y'all explain this is very good information for people, is that how they teaching us to be economic slaves is to not teach this shit in school so everybody can know how to have a proper living in life as they get older and become adults. But no, because they know the majority of people are gonna fuck up and they decided for to make their money.
The problem is we don't talk about this in one, at the dinner table in the household, first and foremost. And then secondly, we don't talk about it amongst our friends groups. You know what I mean? Everyone is scared to open your books and show your finances, right? Everyone's scared about that. Why? You know why? Because you did something wrong because you ran that credit card up. You know what I'm saying? You ran that credit card, but it's cool. It's okay. You're not the only one. You're not the only one. There's so many people out here in credit card that are just struggling, having the same struggle as you, but you're afraid to be judged. Don't worry about being judged. Don't worry about being judged. Listen, open those books and get help. Get help, because if you don't get help and have the proper financial help, you're going to die with that debt. Okay, and it's proven. It's a continuous cycle. And then guess what? Hopefully you got life insurance, because guess what? The life insurance they got to pay some of the credit card debt off first. That's what I'm saying. So you got to structure it properly.
Car wash. Fuck.
But like what he's saying though, it's even hard. Like I'll give a personal example of that, right? It's like he a loan officer. When I bought one of my last properties, it's like, okay, he licensed now. I'm like, I gotta open the books up to this. We gotta see all my financial information. Like, this is my brother, but still, it's like we just weary about people knowing all of our information. Like, and that's just for whatever reason how we're taught. It's like even people close to you, it's like, man, I don't want him to know exactly how much I paid. All this type of stuff, all in our business. You see our W-2.
Got all your secrets. You like, God damn.
Yeah, because when you buy a house too, you know, you got to show your bank statements. Last 2 months, he looked at the transaction. Oh, this nigga buy OnlyFans. Like, they see all of that. So it's like, it's like, oh man, like they gonna really get to know you. But at the same time, it's like you gotta go through those steps. And it's like, I'm pretty sure he's been seeing a lot of people's stuff that look all kind of crazy. And sometimes the stuff that you're worried about, they're not even paying attention.
They're not even look. Let me tell you something. These loan officers don't care about your church's chicken purchases. They don't care about you running it up at Taco Bell. They don't care about none of that. They care about what's at the end of the residual income that you have coming in. That's what they care about. Okay, so stop being afraid. Stop being afraid to open your books and open up your financial life. Because if you don't open up your financial life, you're not able to get help. You can't get help. You got to get out this bondage. You have to get out, because if you don't get out, you're gonna be stuck in it on a continuous basis. So open the books. Have a conversation with your friend, your drinking partner that you're gonna hang out with. Hey, how much credit card debt you got? Let's have a conversation.
I'm like, man, what the fuck up my business? Fuck you to drink, man. Where these holes at?
Right, exactly. And I'm putting it on the credit card because I ain't
for real. That shit is fucked up in that. God damn.
You know, it's been a real new phenomenon right now, and shout out to Cash. I think they're great at this. But when I say that what is it? The buy now, pay later. Stop that, people. Stop the buy now, pay later. Because the fees that you're gonna get, that you're incurring on a regular basis, it's gonna catch up with you. Okay. So if you're doing a buy now and paying later, a shirt or some pants or some shoes that you're trying to get, you don't need it.
We barbers. So what do you think about barbers? Like, because they still worry about Cash App. Do you think like they should stay away of, like, there's nothing really wrong with it?
It's nothing really wrong with it. The issue, I think, with businesses like that, it's a cash based business, right? Hey, happiness. Hey, Uncle Sam want this, you know what I'm saying? So I think cash transfers and financial cash transfers are the way of the future, and that's how things are going to operate. Cash is going to be no longer operable. That's not something that we're going to use. But at the end of the day, you always want to protect yourself, and how you protect yourself after now. You can always Zelle, where again, I'm checking for Zelle at the moment. But at the end of the day, there's other transfer services out there that I'm not too privy with. But what I will say is, eventually that's going to happen. But cash run businesses is hard to buy a house.
Our coworker, the homie Cal, man, he's very conspiracy. He's scared as fuck of being cashless. I don't know why. This guy's very scared of shit going cashless.
Like probably got a bag on his mattress.
Maybe. He's scared as fuck. I don't know why. I'll be like, Cal, look, man, that's where it's gonna go. Like, I don't know, man. And fucking Rothschilds and all these motherfuckers gonna come get. I'm like, look, bro, I don't know. Shit is the future. There's nothing you can do about it.
Right, yeah, but what happened if his house burned down and something to burn the money?
I wish we could call him. You know what? I can't. Let me see if I can call him. Hold on. We gonna get
Hey, tell Cal I lose cash all the time. I lose cash all the time. I don't know how you do it. Yeah.
Somebody rob you, your house burned down, all kind of stuff.
Hey, you rob me, man. All I got is Cash App. All I got is Cash App. It's connected to the wrong debit card. I can't even get it to you. Give me a second.
Let's see if we can get him on real quick.
That's a good thing. Like, what do you thinking about?
On the Bluetooth, turn it up.
Yo, what's good, fam?
Cal, we shooting a podcast real quick. I had to call you real quick.
Yo.
Hey, yo, so look, we talking about the cryptocurrency and cashless society. What's your opinion on that again, man?
Are you trying to get all that? Man.
Cal, I'm just saying they want to know your opinion on it, man. I was like, man, I gotta give my boy Cal an opinion on why he feel like, it's crazy and what it's gonna lead to with the cryptocurrency and this cashless society.
Yeah, I think, there's a lot of people that's already gonna believe, it's convenient, and it's great, right? It's easy, but I think personally it's gonna come with like some type of control or some shit, bro. You just never know.
Control in what way?
On a way where like you ain't really got too much more freedoms, or like it's bad. Like, this motherfucker already going up in flames. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker about to be a third world country type shit. Look at the states. Motherfuckers talking about defunding the pigs and shit. Like, imagine that. So now motherfuckers just gonna be looting and all type of shit. So yeah, if something happened to your ass, ain't nobody calling for nothing. Motherfucker dies, he dies.
I mean, hey, Cal, man, hey, good brother. I definitely understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying on my end of things, the only thing I'm fearful of is the data retention. These companies have data retention on your purchases and how you move money. And again,
so it's all about it's all about a one monetary control. That's what they want. They want to see what you're buying and doing. And they can't see what motherfuckers is buying and doing when you got cash and shit. So it's all about just control. It's all about the consumer. It's all about just keeping you stuck in that trap of the system instead of us being really free.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's definitely some truth to that for sure. But what happened, like, you got too much cash and somebody rob you? Like, there's no way to insure that money if you got it in cash.
Right. Well, you gotta, it ain't really easy coming up on cats like that. It's gonna be a lot of blood spilled over that shit. You feel me? So like,
you ready to die?
You let me.
Yes,
Oh yeah. I mean, we Second Amendment around here, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If any government is too radical that can't like take control of our guns and our things to protect ourselves, then they don't need to be the people in government. Right? That shit is all corrupt. It's all a regime. That's all it is.
Okay.
And you know where I'm about to go with this shit. Motherfuckers having tails and shit. You already know. Shout out to the Moors.
Oh, okay, that's it though, bro. I just called you for that, man.
Yeah, no, this is the age. No, I'm talking about some real shit too. This is the age of the Aquarius, where you know what I'm saying, where the truth is more disturbing than the lie.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, and guess what's happening right now? The sun is separating us.
What?
The sun is separating us.
The sun.
Yeah, it's gonna burn that lie right about them motherfuckers.
Yeah, you funny, bro. Hey, Cal, hey, I'm gonna get with you, bro.
You already know, bro. I'm not going out without saying, you know, stand up and shout out to the Moors, man. Straight up.
Okay,
Not the motherfucking Europeans. Straight up.
All right,
Straight up.
Hey.
All right, Cal, good luck, bro. I'm gonna get with you.
Nah, you already know, fam. All love. All right.
That's a good dude, man. He got his opinions though, and that's great. He's strong about that.
Hey, free thinking, man. That's what I promote, man. Hey, free thinking like that, Cal.
But you know what? We still haven't said it though. What's the definition of success?
Man, my definition of success, man, is just being happy with myself, being able to look myself in the mirror and being able to wake up every day just grateful and look at my daughter, look at my wife, and just really enjoy my family and friends and just enjoy life. You know, so as long as I got breath and I'm healthy, literally that's all I need, man. Like Ken alluded to earlier, if I don't make any more money than I already make right now, it really won't even matter, man, because I could actually stay at this point I am in life and really just still move on and be fine here and be content. Because again, like I said this in one of our videos before, go ahead and check me out, Kavon Jones NBA, YouTube, Instagram, all that. Shameless plug right there. But I said that before. It's like no matter how many items we have and we continue to gain, we always gonna want more. It's like before I had a house, I wanted a house. I remember my first house had 1-car garage. I was like, I'd be happy when I get a traditional house. Get that. And then you get a 5-bedroom house, 3-car garage. You just want more and more. It's like you always want more and more shit. You know what I mean? So it's just like you can't quantify success based on that. It's like, can you look yourself in the mirror and be happy with what you see? And I can say I can, and I'm successful, and I'm very blessed and humbled to be in the position I'm in.
I think one person I had took this from, because I had like how he had said it. Peace be upon him. The brother George Carlin. He had said that in his stand-up. He said, success is being happy doing what you do, and the people that love you respect you and love you for what you do. I said, damn, you right. You're right. That's success.
That's real, man.
That's fucking success.
That's real.
And I think ever since then, I kind of just live by that.
But that's what I'm. It's interesting, right? You know, we live in a society that this capitalistic society where again, like you said, it's success is quantified by material things.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just like that is just, it blows my mind. That's wild.
Yeah.
The real success is inside. You know what I mean? Again, health. The health that you have, that you're able to breathe every single day and wake up and live a happy life. If you're happy, you roll out of bed, you're happy. Some people are miserable at the top. And some people are miserable, and I've talked to several different, people that have a a significant amount of things, not just money, just things, that are unhappy. That's unhappy with the lives they live day to day. Unhappy, and every day I wake up, if I'm not having the best day, I'm always going to find the light inside of that day, because at the end of the day, you got to move on.
Yeah, I think in our society, one of the things we really suffer from is gluttony.
Yeah.
I think we don't never know when enough is enough. Like, we steady want to fill our plate with so much shit that we know we can't say, you know what, this cool, this good for me. And I think that's what caused us to just keep wanting more and having this and wanting this, because this is new. You know what I'm saying? This bigger shit, this other new car, because we can't say, you know what, I'm happy with this right now. I'm good, And I think the more we see somebody with more shit, the more they put out to make they like, I need to have that. I gotta have that.
But it's why, you know what I'm saying? I think why. I think we live in an age that's advertisements. Advertisements is going to take over the world. Advertisement on a scale that they're doing that today is going to literally brainwash so much of the society that we're in. Many children are literally looking at phones and iPads and computers all day long.
All day.
You know what ads run through that? You know what ads YouTube run?
A lot, bro.
Ads YouTube run? It's again, my son loves Ryan. He loves Ryan, but hey, you got 20 minutes. That's it. That's it, and then we're done. We try to move on. But at the end of the day, what happens is we don't want to take the time and spend the time with the children of the ones that are coming up. There's so many different things that we can do, but as parents, I think sometimes we look at it as a chore. It really is a blessing. However, it is a chore. I will tell you, it's a lot of work. Hey, if you're not ready to be a parent, don't become a parent. If you're not ready to be a parent, do not become a parent. All right, but at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. And as a man and a woman, you gotta fill those shoes. So with that being said, the children that you have bring in this life, in this world, you have to understand that's going to be your product in society, and the society that that we live in. So that's what you brought up. That's typically how the way of the child is one of the way of the parent. But at the end of the day, what did you instill in that? What did you instill in that son? Do you have good manners? Are they on YouTube or some type of cartoon, or are they having different building blocks, having engineers, some type of like STEM project that you're working on together? Those are the quality moments that you can never get back. And that's success. That's a true success.
So let me ask y'all: did y'all have that growing up? Like your parents like instilling something into you, or was just something you just kind of pick up, learn as just becoming a mature, wise adult?
Yeah, I would say I picked it up mostly from definitely my mom is great, all that sort of thing, but they only knew what they knew, you know what I mean? So at that point, I think a lot of what I've learned is through my friend circle, which is becoming an extension of my family. Yeah. And there's a really good friend we have right now that he lives a pretty modest life compared to what he probably could be doing, right? Yeah. And it's like it's him and some other people, like he kind of helped keep me grounded to certain things, because like you say, you can get glutton and want different things, especially since I'm in real estate. I always want a bigger house. You know what I mean? But he's been in this house for forever. His mortgage probably like $500. He bought it so long ago. But what that does is it allows him to make the same amount of money, but his money stretches a lot further than some other people. Yeah. So you give an example, somebody make $3,000 a month, right? That's $40,000-$50,000 a year, whatever, depending on taxes and stuff. So now that if you got mortgage or rent $2,000, you living scarce, right? Yep. But if his mortgage is only $500, he got $2,500 left over.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. So it's like if you stop being gluttonous, you can kind of see your dollar stretch a lot further if you could really learn to be satisfied with the things that you already have.
Yeah, sure indeed.
But that goes into again some of the plans that the foundational plans that you have to build. Getting rid of all your debt, have an emergency fund, live below your means, invest. When I mean invest in your 401k first, invest in your IRA, then invest in the real estate. Once you get to that point, you have to take the steps first to get to that point.
Exactly. And then the first step I would say to tell people to invest in yourself, right? Because everybody in this room invested in themselves, and that's why where we are right now. It's like, okay, you had to invest to get this studio up and invest in all this equipment and invest your time and energy and all these sort of things to become an entrepreneur and doing all this type of stuff. So, like, really, that's the first investment, and I would say that's going to pay off the most, whether you're doing that from an entrepreneur perspective, whether you're going to college, whether you're trying to learn a trade. Don't ever be afraid to step out and invest in yourself. Yeah. Because that's the first thing you should do.
And when investing in yourself, be okay being uncomfortable. Because you're not going to know it all. Be okay being uncomfortable. Once you've been okay being uncomfortable, what happens is you start being comfortable being uncomfortable. And then what happens is growth happens. Growth happens on a continuous basis. Many people out there have so many different excuses. I'm talking about everyone is complaining, and we live in a society is like everyone is a help me now, and complaining, and just not wanting to go after it, get after it. You have to have that fire and desire in you. But at the end of the day, I will tell you this: it's very, very easy to Google something. It's very easy to YouTube something and try. Just try. That's all you have. Just try.
Yeah.
Just try. And once you try, if it fails, so what? So what? You got to do it again. Failure is a part of it.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Sad thing about it that people love more distraction than dedication.
That's a fact. We love entertainment, don't we?
Yeah.
We love entertainment, don't we? I like to laugh, Hey, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be able to put the work in to be able to get that vacation. Do not, don't put the vacation before the work.
Right. Yeah. Because if you work hard enough and long enough for anything, you're going to definitely start seeing some progress and working at that. Like, it's probably two main things most people want to do. They want to get in shape and they want to make more money. Now, something I noticed, because of course I be trying to get in shape myself, is that anybody that consistently go to the gym early in the morning, 5, 6 in the morning, you don't really see too many fat people in the gym at that time. Like, you not. Like, really think about that. Why? Because if you committed to get up before your work day and really do that all the time, you're going to have some progress and you're going to be successful. So really just start building habits of successful people. A lot of successful people wake up early and they do that. Some people say, oh, well, I'm not a morning person and different things like that. Now, here in Las Vegas, I could say you might work nights, so it might not be possible for you to be a morning person. Yeah. But there's different ways you could adopt those habits. Like, if you work graveyard, don't just get off work and go to sleep. It's like, no, go to the gym or go work on your business or something right after work. Because if you had a 9 to 5, you wouldn't be going to sleep right after work. Yeah. It's 5 p.m. in the daytime. You'll be doing different things. So still live your life according to that schedule. Don't let your job dictate your schedule on what you're doing. And that's probably why most people that has a lot of success wake up early in the morning to work out, because they're taking that time to themselves before they give to anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of my mentors gave me some book. It was called The Miracle Morning, where I was able to basically adopt those habits. I'll take a time out to roll over.
Let me type that. You go ahead, though, bro.
It's one of you roll over. You go ahead and give yourself some positive affirmations. After your positive affirmations, then you take the time to go ahead and obviously thank the man above. Yeah. And after that, you go ahead and take a second to meditate. Then after that, you go ahead and get into your workout. Then you get your day started.
What's the book called again? Somebody needs to hear that again.
It's the Miracle Morning, man.
Miracle Morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Miracle Morning.
And then the affirmations are important, especially if you got kids, man. At a young age, start giving your kids them affirmations, man. Saying that these guys taught me that with my daughter, man. So I have my little affirmations. I tell her every day, a couple times a day, definitely before bed. She's beautiful. She's loved. She's intelligent. Just telling her that every day, instilling that in her. She can't even talk yet. She's 7 months. But I'm telling her that every single day.
So let me ask y'all real quick. Hypothetically speaking, hopefully it comes to existence. Let's just say y'all brothers become like 100 millionaires, right? Mm-hmm. $100 millionaires. Like, would you spoil your kids, or would you teach them how to just work hard? And if you did, how and which way would you do that?
Man, I'm about to work, man. I'm about to work. Regardless of what you got, I'm about to work. You still got to earn everything, every single thing. My son 5 years old. We go, hey, how we earning some money today? We gonna go wash this car. We gonna go anything that work related. I'm taking it with me. I'm taking. When he said he want to go play football, guess what we doing? We up every Saturday out there getting to it before football season start. Because at the end of the day, if you ran through the drills and got the work done first, it should be easy during the season. But if I ever get to that point, man, I don't see myself ever spoiling a child. I never. My grandmother just instilled like the work ethic in me. There's no way I can do that to my son because I know what the product of the work is going to do. Yeah. So it's just, I would never do that. I couldn't. But on another end, how I would do so though is, man, I'm just not giving you nothing.
Yeah. Like Shaq, huh?
Yeah. This is ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go get yours.
Right. But at the same time too, that's my nephew. That's my godson. Some would say he's already spoiled.
Hey,
But especially coming from where we come from. No, seriously though, like people would say, "Oh, you already spoiling your kid because you do X, Y, and Z." Because I think spoiling somebody is relative, right? Mm-hmm. Like it really is because once you have more resources, you're gonna inherently do more things. Like if you have a Sweet 16 for your kid and you spend $30,000, $50,000 on a party. Well, if you Diddy, that ain't really no money to spend on your kid on a party. Mm-hmm. So it's all relative, and you got to put it in perspective. But I think he summed it up the best. No matter how much money you got, you always want to teach your kids the value of work and really instilling that good work ethic in them at whatever level, And I have some extreme views of different things. Like, I got a daughter. I might pick who she married and all that. Like, she might not have too much say in a lot of stuff.
We got Joy. She's a female. She behind out there. What do you think about that? Like, if your dad was rich, right, and he was to say, would you wouldn't be him being okay with him picking your husband?
Yeah, no.
No.
that's a no.
All right. Well, you ain't.
Okay.
All right, well, then you ain't getting none of this money in this trust fund. Marry who you want to and have them bring the money to the table.
Hey, smart.
I mean,
I said, he's smart. That's smart.
I mean, the thing is,
you ain't gonna have no money.
I'll figure it out.
Damn. All right.
My daddy figured it out, so I'm gonna figure it out too.
But you gotta think, hypothetically speaking, you used to a certain lifestyle. So that mean you ride around in Porsches, you got diamonds and all that. So I mean you gotta give all that up.
If I'm used to that
Get to the mic.
it is. If I am used to that lifestyle, then it is my job to provide that for me. My daddy ain't gonna do it. Cool. If he wants to, cool. But if he's not, I'm not.
You forgot you got the camera on you?
Huh? No.
Oh goddamn. All right, whatever.
Sorry. They know what I look like.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Man, that's tough, man. What do you think about that, Ken?
Hey, listen. I got two boys. Well, I got one on the way.
Congratulations.
Man, I appreciate that. Seriously. But I'll say this: resources belongs in the family. Mm-hmm. Other coaches do this all the time. Other coaches do it all the time. I don't necessarily going to the extreme of picking who you marry, but at the same time, I think mommy and daddy should have a say so. I think mommy and daddy, because if I'm letting anybody in the family, anybody can touch the resources, because once you're in the family, right? Yeah. And now they have a say so in the resources. Yeah. So it's very important who you pick and choose when they come in this family. I mean, we watch The Godfather all the time. I was like, oh, it's a really great gangster movie. But the backstory is they're really about that family life. Yep. Nothing can touch this. So if we're really about family, that has to be something that's incorporated.
Right, right. And at the same time, I ain't gonna pick nobody ugly or something that you ain't gonna like. I know my daughter her whole life. I know what's best for her. So I'm gonna pick the right mate.
Some people gonna think that's arranged marriage for y'all. What y'all doing? I think that's how it should be. Back to arranged marriage.
Right, don't sleep on it.
Sleep on arranged marriages.
Hey, but it ain't the person you.
There we go.
I'm just saying there is.
But I'm saying
it just wouldn't work for Joy.
Oh, okay.
But
so you okay with it, but you just not for you.
I understand the reason for it. I
Bring that mic close to you.
Huh?
Bring the mic close to you. You
What
forget.
was marriage at the end, or in the beginning anyway, but a contract to join two houses, join two incomes and breed beautiful children? Like, I understand the practicality. It's just, what if I hate you? I might have to kill you.
You can hate the motherfucker you picked.
Huh?
You can hate the motherfucker you picked.
True, but then that's my choice to go and do whatever I need to do about that.
But that's a division of resources now. That's a division of resources now.
And I would think about that
Yeah.
before I got with the person.
Right, yeah, but I mean, but let's put it in a practical sense, right? Like, it wouldn't be somebody that she never met before, right? Like, it might be one of his sons or something.
Daughter, right?
Like, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, he got a little bit of money. His
I'm
son
broke,
might
fam.
make sure that she don't never have to work or nothing like that. I might be able to keep some of my money in my pocket and get in that family over there. So that's cool. Like, so again, it'll be somebody that she's known before, maybe grew up with or something like that, but definitely want to have a say so. And I'm probably going to pick, like, okay, I got a couple friends, they got sons your age. Like, him, nah, him, you got an option out of these three. And that's it.
That'll be people she's known her whole life, though.
Right.
So it'll be easier for her. That's different.
Yeah, that's the
Somebody
full
from
story.
Nigeria that I've never known before, just because of their income, I might have to fight you.
Got you, right.
All right.
That's interesting. That's an interesting concept. I mean, even marriage, the institution of marriage, just in general. I think even government has a say so. Obviously, government has a say so in that, right? But at the same time, it's a conjoining of resources, but they're also taking more too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're taking more too. So watch who you marry. Watch who you marry, because the person you pick can determine a lot of different things of the outcome of your life. That's for sure.
Man.
Yeah. So we've been speaking on this intellectually shit for a good minute, right? We did the intellect. Now it's the foolish shit, real quick. So what's your opinion about the little abortion shit, man?
Roe versus Wade.
Yeah, man. What y'all think about that? What's your opinion? Woo. Everybody in here. Joy,
Man.
Kavon, everybody.
Man, for me, man, I don't really dive into politics like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, right here, you got to understand that the Roe versus Wade isn't a war against women. Mm-hmm. It's a war against everybody.
Yeah. Why you say that?
You got to understand, because at the end of the day, now you're picking and choosing on who you can bring in and take out this world. Now a reproductive system should never be in control of one of a man. Mm-hmm. No, I shouldn't be able to tell you what to do. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be able to tell you what to do with your body. But at the end of the day, if they're willing to do that, what else are they willing to do?
Well, they told us to take a vaccine, so they already was telling everybody what to do with their body.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I agree, but this here,
in a sense, we kind of do tell them what to do with their body.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Because when you got that girl, you say, hey, bend over. Pull it back. Arch that back. Spread them legs.
Instruction manual right there.
Yeah, now, had that abortion. I don't have it.
Yeah.
Well, the government shouldn't say that. The government ain't got no say so in the bedroom.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I mean, it's just I think it's pretty extreme myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But repealing something like that's next level.
Yeah.
That's next level. We might as well, go back 60, 100 years, even more.
Yeah, I mean, but to his point though too, right? It's like hopefully it make people start being more responsible with who they sleep with. You know what I mean? Especially with all the condom and all that, because people going to the club, meeting people, going raw dog.
That ain't happening.
Just all of that, So I mean, hopefully it's gonna make you think like, wait a minute, she can't get that Plan B right now. So let me chill on that. Let me put the Jimmy hat on or something at least. Think twice.
And I think that's kind of what made people a little bit, in my opinion, to lean on that, because that keep me safe. I don't have to worry about that, because now I got a Plan B, or she can get abortion, and you don't have to worry about the responsibility. I think people need to be a little bit more responsible, which I think most people, in the sense that most humans really not responsible. That's why we steady do fuck up shit, because she can really have herpes and you can still fucking be like thinking you good, but you wake up next morning, you got some Nestle's.
right.
I don't think you gonna like that shit.
Not at all.
Spooling pus and all that.
Joy's the only woman in the room. What's her comment on this?
Yeah.
I tend to be quiet.
The vaginal in the room.
When it comes to abortion and all
Why?
That.
You a woman.
No, around other guys. I tend to be quiet because I just want to know what everybody's thinking in the
Okay.
room. But my official opinion is I can't tell you what to do with your body.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you how to build your muscles. I can't do that shit. I don't know what it is to be a man. I shouldn't even have any authority on that. Y'all don't know what it is to be a woman, and you don't know what abortion is really for. So it's like, or the benefit that abortion can have for some women in some circumstances. So I feel like no guy should be able to tell a woman what to do with her body, and we definitely shouldn't be able to do it for you either.
Okay, so let's use this, hypothetically, right? Well, let's say if we was in a country that did have abortions, is we still like telling them what to do with their body?
Because it never.
Because think about it, it never existed.
So what countries do not have abortion available?
I guarantee there's a few good countries. If so, they got a fucking a hot spear sticking up your shit and then yanking at it.
And then what happens? Women die.
But that's the thing. So for someone who is isn't making a lot of money and aren't able to fly to a different city to be able to get that abortion, you think that they're just going to go up the street to the abortion lady, hey, can you help me out? And now they're putting themselves at risk of that, but they're not thinking about that because at the end of the day, then when you think of abortion, you think automatically, oh, go to the clinic, go get this. Like no, there's just like there's places underground places where you go get tattoos. Yep. There's underground places where you go get go get anything, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like it's putting a lot of people at risk, and I don't think it's not taking into account because that's not their community.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but one of the reasons people speculate why they wanted to outlaw abortions is because of the white race eventually is going to be the minority, right?
Minority.
So that's another thing that they talk
not
about.
Around
so really,
too longer.
Yeah. So they thinking about themselves and self-preservation and not thinking about everybody and how that impacts.
And that's one of the reasons why I think some people don't know. That's why some of them white supremacist groups is like really attacking like black communities and shooting up shit. Is because that shit that they practice and believe that they think that one day within the next 100 years they're not going to be around. So they feel like if we would exterminate more blacks and kill blacks and brown, they out the way, we be good. You know what I'm saying? So
within 100 years.
Yeah, because they
Do
not.
they know how long that shit would take? Like,
yeah, but I'm just saying because to them they looking like they're not repopulating as quick as we are.
Right. Yeah. Because they're already saying like by 2055 or something, Hispanics are going to be the majority and that sort of thing. So,
I mean, because you got to think at the end of the day, the world is flat now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I can go talk to somebody that's in India. I can go talk to somebody that's in Australia. I can talk to anybody with any type of skin color, any type of culture, and again, now reproduce and populate a different type of person. So again, there's going to be a person of color. So eventually, you would see the statistical analysis will say that eventually, but it's all speculation, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be less people paying child support now. So, I mean, that's
true indeed.
That's a good thing, right? Right.
It's going to take time to phase out too.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, because you got a lot of brothers going to jail because they don't pay their child support and all that, which is a whole nother conversation and a debate that I like to have too. Where it's like, well, okay, I can't tell you whether you should keep the baby or not, but yet you can keep the baby, even though I said, no, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. But now I got to pay child support. Yeah. It's like, well, shouldn't I have to sign a form like, okay, you're not going to get an abortion, you're going to keep the baby, but you can't make me pay child support, right? Like, it should be some type of agreement there because that gets really weird in the gray area. It's like, well, okay, well, you sat down and you slept with this woman and you knew the consequences. So it's like, I guess I knew I had to pay child support. It's like, God damn, why you got to get I used the condom. You poked holes in it. So.
See, that's what I'm saying. You can't. That's what I'm saying. So I can't tell you what to do with your body, but you could tell me what to do with my money?
No. Well, damn, that is the double standard.
Yes.
Right now. Yes, it definitely is.
Kick her in the stomach.
What?
Nothing.
Yo.
Yeah, with the money, bro. They telling us what to do with the money.
They telling us what to do with the money.
What they say? Drake pay what? $150,000 a month or something crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do think child support does get a little outlandish. You know what I mean? Some people they getting that type of money and they can't afford it. Some people really can't afford it. Like I'm talking about $150,000 for somebody that's making a few million, like $6 million a year, $150,000 a month. That's a lot. That's a lot. Not particularly Drake, but I'm just saying, like for someone else, like any type of basketball player, NFL player, something like that. Just because
do you think they deserve that money? Like when they get divorced and they need child support and all that shit. Y'all think they deserve that?
I think they deserve money. I don't think my opinion. Sometimes it gets a little like crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. How much money you need to take care of a child? I understand you need to want to have the same basis of living that you were with the father, but that's a lot.
I'm trying to think how much. I forgot how much Dr. Dre wife was gonna get every month. Right, I know it was fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? All her kids is grown. You know, I'm thinking like, what the fuck he gonna do? You know, but you got to support her living.
He got a couple of baby mamas and stuff he paid for.
I think I don't want to sound fucked up. I think that's when she need a hit out on her. I think that's when they need a hit. Yeah. What? When I gotta pay that amount of money for nothing, and you, it's almost like okay, like y'all homies, right? So you gonna put somebody on by you knowing him. You know what I'm saying? I think you having a wife, she shouldn't have to just sit back, chill, and just live off you, and then you didn't know or pick up any kind of skill or information by being with this person. Now since you have and you just been chilling, you need to get some of my money that I've been working hard for and busting my ass, not sleeping, doing all this shit, stressing out, and you just sitting back, you know.
To assume that
what?
His wife of 24 years.
It's a lot of them that just chilling.
I'm just saying.
Gimme.
You married to somebody for 24 years and you're not passing business decisions between each other. It affects you both.
But I'm saying, so why would she deserve that much money though?
I'm just saying if she helped build the business.
How she helped when he working?
Huh? How do you know what she did? We don't know.
Oh, listen, the only thing I can kind of somewhat give them credit, I don't know these women and their family, but I'm just saying they probably just sitting there taking care of the kids.
Right. She wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah, you know, they just taking care of the kids, which is cool, but I don't even think half the time they do that because they'll say, hey, Nanny, go watch this little motherfucker. I'm finna go shop.
We don't know. Only they.
I don't know, but she don't deserve
it. When they go to court and stuff, that's the kind of shit that's determined by the people at court.
Okay.
But that's, go ahead.
I'm going to give you an example, like Kelly Clarkson, she's getting a divorce, right? Like they saying her husband won't I think he getting like a meal or something and shit, but she got to pay him child support. And some women like, that's fucked up.
Why is that fucked up? I mean, it goes both ways.
Yeah, but some people think it's fucked up because he shouldn't be doing that because she's a woman.
That's stupid. Does she have the kids?
People are stupid.
Does she have the kids?
No, I don't know who's going to have the kids.
If the daddy got the kids, then she pays child support. If it's a standard,
no, I think because she makes more.
Right, yeah, but generally the judge plus alimony though, because they was married, so he get money just for being her husband, and then on top of that, whoever had a kid, you got to pay child support.
But at the same time, I think just in general, when you're making that type of money, and you have to kind of split the resources of that nature. No one is really affected if you properly, investing and the other person is helping. But at the end of the day, I don't think, I think the child support system needs some improvements for sure. Improvements because some people just ain't got it, and you want me to pay $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, however much. Some people ain't got, how am I supposed to live? Yeah. I know some fathers out there. It's like, hey, I'm dead broke because I gave all my money to my baby mother. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, now I pay my child support, but I still got to go buy their practice gear. I still got to go make sure they still got shoes on their feet. You know what I mean? Because she telling me, that you use the money to go pay a light bill. Mm-hmm. You don't know what you do with it. But I mean, that's just an opinion. I don't know. But
that's crazy. Y'all heard about that woman on Instagram or whatever? It's like she didn't buy. The guy didn't buy McDonald's for all the kids. He only bought McDonald's for his kid.
I don't think nothing was wrong with that too much. I'm sorry.
I mean,
that's fucked up.
I mean, the situation definitely makes sense. Like, okay, like maybe he was just dropping his kid off. He picked up some food for the kid.
He could have been like, "Dad, I'm hungry." You like, okay, I'll be right back. I'm finna go get this kid.
Well, yeah, not even that though. He might have had him for the weekend. It was bringing him back to the mama. Yeah. And then now he only bought McDonald's for his son because he like, well, it's two o'clock. They already ate lunch, so I'm gonna just pick him up something. I'm not checking on the other 3 kids. So it was probably that simple.
Can you explain the full story? Because I watched like a 10-second clip. I'm not sure. I mean, I was just like, scrolling or whatever.
Right, yeah. Basically, the chick got 4 kids, and I guess maybe 4 different baby daddies. I'm not sure, but at least more than one. Right.
Yeah.
So the dude bought his son McDonald's, but he didn't buy it for the other 3 kids. So she took the McDonald's from the kid because the other 3 kids didn't have nothing to eat.
Man, y'all know how much McDonald's are getting? McDonald's getting expensive.
Hella expensive.
What you talking to us? I got to go spend $50 for everybody?
Right.
The clip I saw, that girl took the bag and then threw it back at him.
Did she?
That was disrespectful.
Whoa.
Like, he handed it to her, and she took it, and she's filming. She took it and then threw it at him, and then closed the door on him or some shit like that.
That's
like,
fucked
that's
up.
disrespectful as hell.
I would have kicked one of her kids. Cause you gonna throw my shit I just bought? I'd have kicked it. Fuck him and she down. Yeah, fuck that little motherfucker.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest with you, myself, I probably would have tried to see if the other kids was home because it is their brother and sister. You know what I'm saying? It's like my son or my daughter, that's their brother and sister. But at the end of the day, if I only got $20 in my pocket, my son gonna eat. My son gonna eat. But
It just is what it is.
yeah, that's tough. That's
I
tough.
don't understand how.
See, but what if she? But I'm saying, like, let's just take that, like, her being that much of an ass like that, and he constantly got to deal with that. He was like, man, I ain't dealing with her, knowing them kids. Like, I'm just finna deal with my little man, cause she already get on my motherfucking nerve, and I don't even really mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Cause you don't even know the situation that she might have with their fathers. You know what I'm saying? Or what he probably had to deal with her father. So he don't even know. So the crazy thing about it, we just don't even know the full story. But the way I look at it, it's hard to just judge to say, like, was he in the wrong or was he in the right? You know what I'm saying? Without knowing that full story. I think that's the difficult part.
Yeah.
But from what I see a little bit,
Yeah, next time
I'd have kicked her in the ass.
Right, next time he'll go to Little Caesars, get a couple hot
Yeah,
wings, and he'll be better positioned right there. Everybody can split a box of pizza.
Or go to the grocery store, go use that same $20, go get some bread, some lunch meat, some cheese, and everybody.
Sandwiches.
You got meals for days. You know, you got a few meals.
Nowadays, can you though? Because some grocery bills is getting up there.
Inflation. Hey,
Man.
and make sure you invest your money because you ain't getting no raise.
So let me ask y'all about that y'all dealing with finance. What y'all think the economy gonna look like? Y'all think you think it's gonna be a recession? Y'all know?
Big R word, the big R word, man. You don't want to know what? The recession. I think definitively, I don't think it's gonna. No one's gonna talk about it at the moment, but we're already pulled back in a 20% pullback and drawdown of the U.S. economy. However, we can kind of already tell a recession is on the horizon. When we're talking about increased inflation, talking about again natural relations with other countries. Also, if you see also the federal government continuously pumping money into the economy to try to keep it to lift it up. I mean, if you really count the dollars that the government has been spending to be able to hold the economy up, it's crazy. If you look at Jerome Powell, he's consistently they've dedicated to raising the interest rate 7 times this year. This year. Interest rates last year or even earlier this year in the 2s. Okay, for a primary residence. For a primary residence, I've seen it all the way up to 7%. 7%. Like so they trying to get their money back. Because they understand, like, hey, we've pumped so much money into the federal economy, and now they want their money back. So they have to raise interest rates and make it harder for businesses to be able to borrow money. Right. So again, and that's where quantitative tightening. That's where it comes to play, and that's what they're doing. Say, hey, we have to tighten the economy because we can't make it this easy. We can't make the dollar so cheap. We can't make it so easily accessible. You know.
I'm gonna give you a simple way to know whether it's gonna be a recession or not, or just even understand when we in it. Right? Like barbers and beauticians are gonna know first. Because people ain't going to get their hair cut that often no more. They ain't got it.
Shit.
So if you if you're a barber, ask your barber, like, yo, if people coming in every week like they was, they ain't no more. Oh, yeah, it's a recession. That's the easiest.
I'm going to let y'all know.
Right, that's the easiest way to know. And then we in Las Vegas, right? Drive on the strip on Friday, Saturday night. See how many people. It's less people out there. There's money tight. You know, them bottles in the club ain't selling like they was. like literally, like that's the most practical way, because all that is discretionary money, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when it's a recession, you tightening up, everything tightening up. You ain't gonna get your hair. Like, you know what? I got them bevel clippers at the crib. I'm gonna line this up myself.
Yeah.
I can't go pay $40, $50 this week for that, right? So it's like that's the first thing that's gonna go. So like those are the things that people need to start looking at. Like, and just look at people in your circle, and you gonna know, like, yeah, people are tightening up. Like, I got a barbecue coming for 4th of July. It's like, are we trying to make it a potluck, or am I gonna just cover it myself? Like, you know, if somebody in a recession based on how they dealing with those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, for me,
yeah,
my type of mindset, man, I'm trying to live like it's a recession all the time. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Hey, I'm broke. You know, I don't want to spend it, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You know, you put money out there to go ahead and receive it back, but the recession, I believe is here. It's on the way. But unfortunately, wages are not increasing. Raises are not increasing. So if you don't have some type of side hustle or some type of side gig or something you need to be doing, figure it out. There's so many different ways to make money. You can go online and go sign up to walk dogs. You know, you can make some money. But what you do with the money, that's on you.
True.
You know? But at the end of the day, I would tell you, be prepared, because things are happening, things are changing. Money isn't accessible like that.
What do you think people should be doing to prepare?
Pay off credit card debt. Pay off your credit card debt, because again, if you have an adjustable interest rate, your credit card can go from, you know, say 10% to 15%. Next thing you know, you paying 15% in your credit card.
More than that, like 29.
More than that, you go to 20. You know, and now you doubling back, paying so much money on your credit card, on your credit card that you went and spent. You know, you popped the bottle on the club for.
Right,
You know,
bro,
talking about I'm about to use these points.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just not healthy. The debt is not healthy. It's strenuous. And if you ever been I've personally experienced it myself.
Yeah.
You know, when you're just in debt up to here, you just had enough with it. It's when they tell you you're underwater, it really feels that way. You know what I mean? You really feel that way. So again, I would say try to pay off all debt to have a little bit more discretionary income throughout your your financial portfolio.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. No, you definitely got to do that. Yeah, just cut back, man. Start thinking about all the things that you're paying for. I'm always a big proponent of cooperative economics. Really, really trying to shop in your local communities. You know, help people out that way with your family. Start doing things a lot more collectively. You know, so it's like, okay, well, you going out to buy a house, or even if you still renting, it's like, okay, well, get a roommate. You know what I mean? Instead of just trying to go out on your own and pay $2,000 a month. Like, go ahead and split that. Some people don't want to make those sacrifices.
Yeah.
So it's like those small things. And even, like, you know, right now, like, just even simple individual things people could do. Like we were just talking about, like, bring your lunch to work. Like,
that's simple.
Like, just all these kind of different things add up. Stop buying DoorDash, you know?
Starbucks,
like,
$5 coffees.
Yeah.
Over a year, they call it the latte effect. You know how much you pay every $5 every day? It's going to turn into over $2,500 that you gave away.
I told myself last week, I said, I'm done with this shit, because I've been doing a lot of Uber Eats. I go out to eat. I'm like, man, I could just make me some motherfucking food. And I think I've been spending too much money. But I think because, you know, you get, you know, being a barber, you just get so much money, and you like, fuck it, I just cut another head. I get it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got to stop that shit.
100%.
You know? But I made a choice to say, you know what, I'm cooling down on that shit, man.
Right, 100%. Yeah.
So one more thing, man. We gonna say one more thing about something foolish, because we just got the news yesterday. Man, for some people it's sad, some people it's good, some people it's cheering. Our good brother, Robert Kelly, 30 years, man.
This is Chicago dude right here. This is Chicago dude.
Robert Kelly, Mr. Kales.
Pied
Piper.
Hells, man, that's my guy.
He ain't never been out.
What's your opinion on that, man?
Man, this is Mr. Chicago right here.
Man, I don't know about all that, but what I will say is, man, can you say, man? It's one of those situations where
they got him. They got him. He
I
couldn't
mean,
get his hand out the cookie jar.
Yeah, he couldn't. Look, my first thing is this. I'm gonna let y'all say something, but for me, I don't think they should lock him up. Just not yet. Yeah, no, just not yet.
Why's that?
He have to do a versus.
That verse.
My brother got to do a versus, man. Listen. He got to do a verse. Then take his ass to jail.
Chris Brown.
Yeah,
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown or Usher?
Both of them.
Yeah, both.
I think put him on stage with both of them.
Both of them.
He gonna torch all of them. Only thing he can't do is dance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but he got hits. And even though to me, and I seen Chris Brown was on. I think he was doing $1 million worth of games or Drink Champs, and he was talking about how his catalog. You know, he was thinking about if he had to go to Usher, but he's like, Usher's my dog in the sense that he's saying that. But he like, I got a big catalog, though, which he do. But I don't think though, even though he got a big catalog, they not like major hits. They not classics.
Bro,
some of them.
I like Usher. I think he'll wash Usher. I think
he
wash
would,
Usher.
man. And Usher my dog, but I think he would.
He'll wash.
He got a lot of
like.
He got a lot of hits. He got a lot of songs.
He can run through it. 20 songs of 20 to 20. He'll wash Usher.
Yeah, but that emotional connection, though. You know, we was in high school when Confessions came out.
Yeah,
man.
no, Confessions is hot. But Chris Brown will wash Usher.
Yeah, cause I think he got a lot more radio bangers and hits and dance songs that
he play Run It. Hey, they gonna drop the building.
See,
down,
but now
man.
Kel's like he ain't can. Ain't nobody fucking with Kel. Kel got hits out there. Because Kel's is just like what Chris Brown was. He had a lot of hits, man.
Yeah.
You know what? I say, like, let Kel's be free for 6 months. Just 6 months. 6 months. Let him listen. Let him do verses and then drop an album. After that, go to jail.
Hey, I mean, what they do? Hey, Swiss, you probably got to pay me for this idea. What if you run the verses over the jail phone? Run the verses over the jail phone. Go ahead. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Oh, what's the next hit? You know what I mean? And he on the line, you know? Who wasn't somebody on Confessions or somebody calling from jail or something like that?
Right, Sean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he was on verse. No, I think because he was in Belize or whatever.
No, I'm talking about on the album.
Oh, he was in jail. Oh, yeah.
He
did an album.
Yeah.
It ain't the same, man. It ain't. I think
it ain't gonna be the same. But I mean, what choices you got?
Kel's
he ain't gonna have nothing but time. Like, think about that. R. Kelly is gonna have nothing but time.
He probably gonna be writing for everybody.
Yeah, he do.
Oh, he gonna. Oh,
but it's not.
To do a whole bunch of shit.
But it still wouldn't be the same. In my opinion, my hypothesis is that Kel get his inspirations when he have sex with young girls.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I think that's when the shit flows. I think he get to write good music and good songs because every song. Cause listen, every time when that sex tape came out, right, and he got in trouble. What album came out like right after that? TP2.com.
That was the
TP2.
one.
I guess we about to find out what kind of music.
As fuck up as it sound, when he has sex with a young girl, he making a hit.
Jesus,
he making a hit.
When he hitting, he making a hit.
He make a hit.
Come on, G.
We gonna find out what
pedophile.
from him getting hit. So.
That's my dog, but he a pedophile. But he make hits. He a good song. I'll just say, give him 6 months. Let him drop an album. Let him do a verses. We all want to see a verses. That's it. I just want to see a verse. He mercs. But I think, not even fair. But I'm saying, I know, but people want to see that. We seen everybody. Listen, you seen all the great artists come on. We seen everybody make a verses, and I think we ain't able to see him because now it's almost like you can't see Prince and Mike because now they're going, and you wish they had a chance. You wish you had a chance to see that and what it'd be like. But then, like now, Kelly, he gone for 30 years. He gonna die there. You know what I'm saying? And that suck.
I mean, yeah. That's a thing. You know what I'm saying? What I think Kobe said it. You know, when it was like the talent is overshadowing the actual crime itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like your talent, you're so talented, but we gonna let you slide because you make me dance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You make me happy inside. And it's like, damn, I wanted to see the Cosby Show again, but I couldn't find it on TV when he got incarcerated. Right. You know. But it's like, damn, I would enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy it. I have a verses in my house. I have one speaker playing Chris Brown.
Right.
I just don't think Chris Brown can go up against R. Kelly. I don't think anybody everybody.
Hey, Chris Brown got bangers.
He does, but it's 3 different generations of music.
It don't matter.
Chris Brown is going to have a bigger following.
Listen.
We had access to him differently.
I can explain to you this. At the time in the 70s, right? Late 60s, 70s, Stevie Wonder was R. Kelly and Chris Brown was. He dropped a lot of fucking songs. And Stevie Wonder is a musical genius.
Amazing.
Now, Kels can compete with that. So, though he's some generations later, he can compete with that. Like, so Chris Brown in a sense can compete with that. Like, he has a lot of body of work. Chris Brown actually do. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm an Usher friend. Somebody say, who would you rather listen to more? Usher or Chris Brown? I'm going to say Usher.
Right.
Yeah.
But we just dealing with facts. Chris Brown got a lot more. He got a bigger catalog. He got more hits. So bigger catalog, more hits, you going to win.
But I mean, what Usher though? What Usher though? You know
what
I'm
Usher?
saying? Like, because to me, I mean,
When he didn't have a lot of carbs.
What's that?
When he didn't have a lot of carbs. I'm talking about Confession. He was Confession. He was cut. Now there's this new Usher, man. He got the daddy body, you know.
That boy going through it. Then,
So Confession. You got Confession.
Hey, what you say? He left. Chili left. He like, hey, I don't know what to do.
I say that.
Yeah, but I mean, you think Drake got enough records right for Chris Brown?
I don't think he can go against that because he's a rapper.
Yeah, I mean, but he just on his R&B side though.
On R&B side, nah.
I mean, because he got a lot of R&B pop stuff.
Nah.
I mean, this whole
Chris
new
Brown.
album right here.
Chris Brown washing that
We
boy.
don't talk about that album.
I mean, it's a different. It's a
He
different
going in a
vibe.
whole nother direction. He definitely ain't rapping, is what I'm saying. Like, he's not a rapper.
Hey.
I don't know what that is, but it ain't rap.
That album ain't for y'all.
Right.
That ain't for y'all.
It
It
ain't.
wasn't for us. It was for the strip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was for the clubs.
Yeah. 100%.
EDC about to be
Yeah,
banging
that
with
type of
album.
shit. That's for that shit. That's cool because it's a crowd there. You know, you can't knock him for going into that lane and making some money there.
He
Because
gave us one.
Yeah, he gave us one. Which is cool. It happens, man. I think every artist needs to expand and try something different to get in the lane or something. But
He should. That album has a lot of Afrobeat influence on it, and I think that's much.
but some black
needed
people
in
don't care for
America.
that.
I love it.
We like 808s.
Well, I mean, yeah, but we need to also
Oh, that-
expand our palettes because
Right.
black people we
Yeah,
a little funny with music.
We do, but we just used to what we used to.
Right.
That Afrobeat music, it's a vibe, bro. It's a
Afro
vibe.
vibe.
It's a vibe.
A lot of people didn't like 808s at first when it came out.
Yeah,
Facts.
you right.
This might grow like that.
A lot of people didn't like funk either.
Yeah, you got a point there.
A lot
But-
of us,
Yeah.
we didn't like it.
Well, on a serious note, back to Kels. Back to Kels, man. What's your opinion on Kels, man? Because this is the last time we gonna really probably hear from Kels.
Yeah, man. Kel's like, listen, man, keep your head up. That's all you can say. Hey, right for me. Listen, you do the crime, you do the time, man. For cats like that, you know what I'm saying, messing with underage women and female stuff like that. It's my opinion is a tad bit extreme. So it's like can't do it. But at the end of the day,
Don't
I
drop
enjoy
the
music.
soap.
Don't drop the soap. Keep your head on the swivel.
We're gonna know when it happens. He's gonna write a song about it.
It's not happening.
You don't think you okay? So
He
you
don't
think
have
that
his mojo.
You think Robert Kelly is?
He
going
don't
to
have his
prison
mojo. Yes, he
for
don't have his
30
mojo.
years, and nobody's gonna try him. Just
Oh
based
yeah,
off of-
they might try him.
Oh,
I thought you talking about he gonna make a hit. I was like, no, they don't got his mojo.
What? No. Robert Kelly is going to prison.
Yeah,
R. Kelly though is still going to be there, and he's gonna have nothing but time. You think he's not gonna be writing for people? He's gonna have a studio in there.
he's not gonna have his mojo.
He's more loved than you think.
Listen, but he's not gonna have his mojo. What give
find
Kelly hits is young girls.
No, he will. He'll find something.
All right.
But I think
All right.
I think that
Musical
concept
change,
is interesting though. Like people digging up stuff from the past and pinning it on you in today's world. Obviously, it correlated with what he got going on today.
Yeah.
But at the same
He's
time,
still
just in society as general, a lot of people are digging up stuff for your past and then kind of putting that on you today. Like you're not a different person, And I think that's weird. You know what I mean?
Right,
To me, like I think that is incredible. Like that means you putting someone in a time capsule and acting like they're not able to grow.
And the fact that you said it got me thinking about what I seen. I don't even know how true this is, But when I seen it where they say this I think he's what 101 or 103-year-old Nazi man who had killed over 3,000 people. You know what I'm saying? Now again, going to jail for like 5 years. Do y'all think, like, you know what I'm saying? That's almost in a situation, though he probably had changed, but he got
He on his way
some
out.
skeletons, though. But
Bill was on his
What
way out,
benefit
too.
Do we get on that? That's what I'm saying. Like,
But he killed 3,000 people. Like, I know we saying that they changed, but it's like, it's almost like if you hear somebody and they tell you a story, and then he was like, yeah, I used to kill a lot of kids. You're going to be like, damn, what?
Right.
You like, even though you old, I think you should die. You know, you're going to kind of think that you like, that's fucked up. You know?
Right.
So,
killed 3,000 people, but look at it from a how many tax dollars go into prosecuting this case? How many tax dollars go into housing this person that's on his way out? It could have been somewhere else. It could have been spent somewhere else.
I understand. So I'm just saying this, right? So let's say you just chilling, and you know you out at Starbucks and you drinking a coffee, right? And this old 70-year-old dude comes sit down next to you. He's like, "How you doing, man?" You like, "I'm good, just chilling, drinking this coffee." And you like, "Okay, you know, I'm old, I don't have no friends. I just needed somebody to talk to." He just had that conversation with you, and then he start telling you like, you know, back in like the 70s, you know, I used to be a real good killer. I used to chop them up, you know. And if I had to estimate, my number's about 87.
87.
You know what I'm saying? He like, I killed 87. He was telling you in detail, like, I used to, one chick, I just strangled her and her eyes popped out, and then I cut off a nipple and then threw somewhere in the bushes. You know, he just told you some crazy shit. And what would be in your mind? Would you say, yo, this motherfucker's crazy?
That person is
Right?
psychotic.
Now, let me ask you, would you say, he was like, you know, would you call the police and say, hey, man, I think this man used to commit these crimes. I think he need to go to jail. Are you going to be like, well, that was 40 years ago, 50 years ago?
Nah, I think especially somebody who's sitting there romanticizing over
But
it.
same thing with the guy who did
that
the...
person is very capable of still doing the shit if they're really sitting there that excited while they're talking about it and bragging.
So you
about
saying
it?
since he's 103 years old, is just fucking now? Since he got to 100?
Oh, 103? How much
Since he
longer
got...
do you
Listen,
think this person
what's the
is gonna
difference
live?
between 80? If he was 80 years old. 80 years old. He can't do shit now.
It's facts.
What's the difference?
I mean, from my understanding, it's a statutory limitation. It's not a statutory for limitations for murder, right? I mean,
I think it depends on the state and different things like that. But back to the R. Kelly point, man, it's messed up that we allow him to do that. He married Aaliyah. Like, he was messing with young girls in front of us for so long, and we let him do the shit.
Several times.
Right, and admitted to it. So it's like, it kind of need to be some people around him that's going to need to take an L too. Because it's like, okay, y'all allowed this to happen. And then even just the public in general, we was cool with it as long as he was making good music.
I think as a community, we need to take accountability for that too.
True, but I think in just in that environment,
I don't want to go
it's
to
the
jail with
norm.
him.
I ain't going to.
No, but I'm saying I think in that environment,
ain't nobody gonna snitch. Ain't nobody gonna. I mean, that's
Bro,
that's
he
talking
married-
about the culture too. Ain't nobody about to snitch.
Yeah.
What
He
you talking
married
about?
Aaliyah when she was like 15.
Yeah,
And-
he
and-
did.
And what you gonna say when I'm paying your bills?
But you gotta think
It's hard.
Elvis is the same shit, but she was 14.
Right.
I just
They
think
still
that,
love Elvis.
yeah, but I'm just saying, I just think that's just the culture in like the Hollywood where I think they just like young motherfuckers. A lot of these people really date them. I think that's why it was just okay.
That's a problem.
I know it's nasty as fuck, but
Right, yeah, but so he grew up as a young man doing all that, and it's okay. Then the times changed, and now he penalized for who he been for the last 30 years.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like you guys were okay with it when he was making good music, but now since he's not anymore. Not even saying he's not making good music, but he's not as a popular figure anymore, and he's not, that person that you lean on through trying times. It's like, well, yeah, send him to jail. Go ahead.
We done with him.
Yeah, we done with
it's
it.
very
Use and
different.
abuse.
I
Gotta
think
get 'em
this
out
is
of it.
society's attempt at keeping people accountable because we knew what Bill was doing too.
No, he
But-
didn't.
Oh no, everybody knew. Everybody knew.
Who?
Everybody around him, his whole circle knew. Hollywood knew. They knew this.
Yeah.
This isn't a surprise to anybody, but they allowed it though.
I'm gonna say that
and I think that's a huge problem.
I'm not gonna say just they just allowed it. I think that's just the culture of like Hollywood.
It used to be the culture to
I
rape
think-
12-year-old girls and.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that was just the culture of Hollywood. Listen to me.
That's what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
culturally acceptable then. But right now, we know for a fact nobody's coming for my daughter like that.
Even to marry young girls, right?
Exactly. It was culturally, it was a custom.
It was acceptable.
But it
Listen,
doesn't mean that it
in my
was okay.
opinion, I just feel like anybody with power is going to abuse it. Anybody with power.
Yeah.
Like if there was a woman with power and she just liked the mailman, she gonna fuck the mailman. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna, I don't give a fuck. She gonna talk. She gonna treat him the way she want. And I think you get so used to having that power where, you know, when you see somebody and I can give you a job. Because even when I watched the documentary, something about, let's talk about Cosby. And I remember because you had told me to watch that. When I watch it, I seen some of these girls or some of these older women, they was almost promised a career. And it didn't go right. And I remember one time, one I thought she was stupid as shit because, no disrespect, but she said, you know, I took something, I fell asleep, and I woke up and he was telling me I gotta go because Camille was coming, and she was like, I was naked. She's like, I don't know what happened. And in mind, you like think you got fucked on, right? Then she said we kicked it again. It's like what?
Why would you go back for that?
Yeah, so and then they kicked it again. And then same thing happened again. I'm like, how the fuck you didn't figure that the first time? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you, and then come to find out she was kind of bitter about you kind of promised her a career. And I think that's what happened for some of them. But I just think anytime you see something that's attractive for some guys, they're going to be like, damn, I like her. Hey, look, hey, I can get you on the studio, but, you know, I like that wet mouth, you know? And I think sometimes some people are going to be like, yeah. And I think, honestly, it's some women in power to do the same thing.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking it's just a power trip. And I think the fact that he abused that power and some of the women just didn't like that. It was like, yo, he did this. And from what it seemed, when he was talking about that Spanish fly, that seemed like that was almost the shit to do because they could talk about so freely.
I think that's the thing that they don't take into account, like what was culturally acceptable during that time frame. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things were culturally acceptable during that time. You talking about Quaaludes, like this was acceptable. You talking about the 70s? This is an acceptable culture. You know, but at the end of the day, nobody's going to talk about that. Nobody's going to. We're living in today's time and present. So I think that needs to, like, mentally, and also when a judge is looking at things, take that in account as well, because people have historical laws that go back. You need to take a look at that.
Yeah, and I think they're going to create laws to where it's almost like if they created a law to say is, you know, you can be punished by calling somebody a fag, you right, and then let's just say they look back 30 years, 40 years later, and they say, look at Eddie Murphy stand-up. It was like, yo, we need to find this guy. He's wrong for saying, he used to say fag. You know what I'm saying? You trying to go back now to some shit that was culturally acceptable at that time. And then now, since it's not, you want to criminalize them. You know, and I think that's what it was. Like, so back then, that was just the shit that they did. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But from what it seems, but I don't know how you can do that shit, though. But dealing with that.
I think the ones that were more willing to do it for careers and stuff, that's one thing. But there were a lot of women that were like, this wasn't okay to me. Consent is very important. And that's why he went to jail. He didn't go to jail because he took advantage of some girl that wanted to come and give him head because she wants
Nowadays, this consent is like, I got to ask for a hug.
Huh?
Did you hear me?
No.
I said, sometimes now it's consent is that you got to ask for a hug.
But we ain't talking about that. We're talking about.
But I'm saying is, I still got to ask for consent. That's the thing. Is that I still got to ask for consent because I can hug you and you can say, hey, he make me feel uncomfortable. Now I'm in trouble because I hugged you.
I think that's a reach.
But that's what happens.
For a lot of people, I think that's a reach.
Like I seen where they was like, you know, you compliment women is a problem, right?
That's also a reach.
You say that, but they consider that sexual harassment.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but they still consider that sexual harassment. Mm-hmm. So where do we draw the line?
Women decide if they think you cute, it's cool. If not, it's sexual harassment.
Yeah. Some of them are like that.
It is.
A lot of them are like that.
You know, and definitely in the pecking order, the corporate world or federal world, anything like that, it's kind of it's one of those things you have to tote the line, right? You know, it's like you don't want to necessarily make anyone feel uncomfortable, but being uncomfortable is a feeling.
Yeah. And
sometimes we have to have definitive evidence of what's going on, you know, but I don't want to kind of minimize like the women either, because men, hey, men are a little wild, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just like you said before, a lot of people that have power don't know how to utilize it. You know? I think it should be mandatory that you should go through training, wants certain training, you know, when adhering to some power, you know, and gathering some of that power. So, yeah, it's interesting. Definitely in the corporate world.
Yeah.
In the corporate world, because you can be fired immediately.
True.
Make the wrong person feel uncomfortable.
Without an investigation. And
Without an
that's messed up.
investigation. Suspended without pay. You know?
Crazy.
It's scary.
It's
Her
unfortunate.
women terrify the fuck out of me now. That,
Crazy ones do.
no, they just because you don't know what the fuck you might get.
How you know if they crazy or not?
It's just a personal opinion.
Okay.
But I think every woman gives you her red flags within 10 minutes.
Okay.
And whether or not you decide to accept them, now everything past 10 minutes is on you.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with dudes, because I give y'all 5 minutes.
Okay.
It's very quick. And as soon as we see it, we should pick it up and we should respond to it responsibly. But women like crazy dudes too. So it goes both ways. Red flags are like this in most cases.
Right. So, somebody show you who they are, believe them.
Believe them the first time. And if you choose to go back for a second, that's on you now. You got to take accountability for that.
Yeah, one of my mottos is I don't believe what you say, I believe what you do.
Exactly.
That's
That crazy girl can give you a good night, though. So it's
And I
tough.
think that's how y'all get stuck.
Yeah,
It's
it's
tough.
fucked up.
Because they know that. That's the crazy thing. Women know. They know exactly what they're doing.
Sometimes we want that excitement.
Oh my God. This guy.
So man, I mean we had a good time on here, man.
Yeah,
How, y'all enjoyed yourself here tonight?
Man, I definitely did, man. Thank you so much.
So man, you know, before we always end up leaving, man, what's the words of wisdom did you want to give before you know we close out on the show?
Man, words of wisdom. One thing I would say, you know, I've always done in my life is I try.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna fail at many different things, and I know it may sound a little cliche, but at the end of the day, just try. Just try. I don't care what it is. I don't care what you're doing. Just try. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, you know, that's not the definition of you. Just try.
Okay.
Absolutely. That's a good one. I would say prepare to compete, right?
Yeah.
You know, just make sure that you're ready. Like, it's a lot of competition out there. And also make sure that you competing at the level you at. Like, don't always look back at the homies that you left behind. They behind for a reason. Every level you get to, prepare to compete on that level and keep leveling up from there.
And find a good mentor.
Okay.
Find a good mentor. A mentor would. I think sometimes culturally we think we know it all. Everyone doesn't want to accept advice. Everybody wants to accept the help because you think that person is after you or want something from you.
Yeah.
There's really good people out here that will kind of guide you to places you need to be without trying to guide you. You know, accept mentors in your life.
Okay. For sure, man. So where can they find y'all at on social media, man? Give me y'all social media. So when they look at this, they go like, oh, okay, I got to follow these brothers, man. These motherfuckers cool. Shit, I like that.
Man, well, mainly you can find me over at vetsforvetconsulting.com. Please, we also go to the website, vetsforvetsconsulting.com as well. Again, you can reach out. The phone number's there. And again, you can reach out via email. The email, social media, that's where you can go ahead and hit us up and find a lot of veteran knowledge there that you can be able to pass down to your veteran friends and family.
Absolutely. Good. Definitely KavonJones.com, Kavon, Jones.com. And then also I have a YouTube page, Kavon Jones NBA. Same thing on Instagram as well. So post a lot of content there, posting on Instagram daily. Trying to get my TikTok up, but you know I'm a little old for TikTok. I ain't that versed in that, but I'm posting. But we gonna keep building that. And also, you know, anybody here in Las Vegas, you trying to sell your home and you've been impacted by COVID, I got some specials where you don't have to pay all your closing costs and all that, kind of save you some money on some realtor fees. If you've been impacted on that, definitely want to always do a service for the community.
Hey, brother, I've been impacted. I didn't know. I gotta get your number.
Let me see your pay stubs and bank statements.
Yeah, but we had a good time, man. We got to get y'all brothers back on again. Hopefully, we, you know what I'm saying, before y'all kind of blow up and get real ditty, got to bring y'all back. But I thank y'all, man, for coming on, man. I appreciate it, man. Dropping some jewels on these people and on me. Good looking, you know what I'm saying? So thank y'all, brother. So anybody listening, download. If you're watching, subscribe, like, comment, whatever. You know it. Catch these good brothers, man. They dope as shit. You know.
Yes, sir. Hey, thank you, Intellectually Foolish, and everyone here. Thank y'all very much for.
Hey, man,
really
appreciate it, bro.
Really, again, extremely gracious of this, man.
Man, you welcome, man. Y'all welcome, man. Joy, take us out. Can you hit the?
I will, but you forgot to do your words of wisdom. You always forget.
Be at peace. How about that? That's it. Be at peace. All right. We out, y'all. Peace.